Lynch, McQuantico.
Chevrolets, Fords, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Rams. All in one location. The place you want to go, Lynch, McQuantico.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Fly ball, left field. Hap on the warning track. Hap at the wall.
It's the Brewers and Cubs in Game 4 of the NLDS in Chicago.
It is gone. Jake Bowers having himself a night here at Wrigley.
Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 7:30. October runs through the home of the Brewers. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 3 o'clock. I'm Julia Fello. This is Wisconsin's Afternoon News for Thursday, October 9th. Your top story. A deadly officer-involved shooting in Milwaukee this morning.
I'm Telly Hughes in for John McCure. Cautious optimism about a ceasefire.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Backups on southbound 41, pretty much stretching from the county line to Good Hope Road, Appleton Avenue, all the way down to Capitol Drive. More delays from the Zoo interchange all the way down to Lincoln on the bypass. On the northbound side of 41, you're seeing delays from just before Mayfair Road all the way up to Capitol Drive. On eastbound 94, you're slowing down before Highway 100 into the Zoo, back on the brakes from 84th Street to Hawley Road, and then again through the stadium. The westbound side is going to be backed up from about 20th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Cloudy tonight, a low of 50. Tomorrow, slight chance of morning showers. Partly cloudy, a high of 66. Right now in Milwaukee, it's sunny and 60 degrees. In the WTMJ Breaking News Center, news about an off-duty officer. A man was killed and the officer recovering after a shooting this morning on Milwaukee's far north side.
It happened near 49th and Mill as an off-duty officer was driving to work. A car cut him off and they got into a minor accident. As they were assessing the damage, the 26-year-old driver got out of his car and pistol whipped the officer in the mouth. Police Chief Jeffrey Norman says they exchanged gunfire and the man died on scene.
This is a story that happens too often in our community here. How does a minor accident change into a deadly force situation? Unacceptable.
The 40-year-old officer is currently being treated at the hospital. He's being placed on administrative leave as the investigation continues. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Israelis are celebrating the news that Hamas has agreed to a pause in the fighting in Gaza and release Israeli hostages. But Palestinian activists are withholding judgment for now.
Families of the hostages began gathering in Hostages Square in Tel Aviv in the early hours on Thursday.
Thank you, Trump! Thank you, USA! We love you!
The deputy director of the Council on American Islamic Relations, Edward Ahmed Mitchell, says he's waiting to see if Israel abides by the agreement.
We're cautiously optimistic while keeping in mind the fact that the Israeli government violated the last ceasefire agreement that the president helped to secure when he first took office.
Christopher Cruz, CBS News, Washington.
For the seventh time, the Senate has failed to advance a House-passed funding bill that would end the government shutdown. Democrats continue to filibuster, demanding an extension of expiring health insurance subsidies and a reversal of recent Medicaid cuts.
Appearing on C-SPAN, House Speaker Mike Johnson faced a tearful caller from Virginia who said her family needs her husband's military pay.
You could stop this, and you could be the one that could say military's getting paid.
In response, Johnson said the troops would be paid if Senate Democrats would stop blocking the House-passed funding stopgap.
We had a vote to pay the troops.
Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer told Punchbowl News as his party pushes for greater health care spending, quote, "Every day gets better for us." Republicans have blasted him for the remark. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
As Wisconsin soybean farmers face more financial difficulties due to tariffs, the White House is offering a potential $10 to $15 billion bailout. Midwest Farm Report host Pam Jahnke tells WTMJ's Point Taken it's unclear how the funds would get to farmers.
Obviously, the federal government is shut down, so even if the administration decided to move forward with this, that money supposedly coming out of tariff-collected dues, the federal government wouldn't have a way to administer it to farmers.
Jahnke says despite soybean challenges, Wisconsin corn and cheese sales still have strong exports.
Brewers faithful seeking a gathering space ahead of tonight's game against the Cubs in Chicago. do not have to wander too far from the ballpark.
Brewers fans looking for friendly haunts outside the friendly confines won't find much on Clark Street, but there are some diamonds in the rough.
Yeah, the sky ceiling, it's almost kind of one of those Night at the Roxbury feels where, outside's inside, inside's outside.
Home Away from Home has several Brewers flags outside the ivy-covered walls of the bar, which owner Chris Johnston tells WTMJ is his way of signaling for Brewers fans, this is your home away from home.
The thought is we're at the friendly confines right down the street. We might as well be the friendliest sports bar out there.
Out and about in Wrigleyville, Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Coming up, we need just one more win.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time 3:05.
You can order online at martyspizza.net even before we open. And that's great for catering your large group lunch, or just to make sure we get your delivery order where it needs to be right on time. We're big on catering, and we love to deliver to large groups like weddings. You can bet a Marty's Pizza will bring a second win to any party. For carryout, delivery, or dine-in 7 days a week with 150 seating capacity, or for your large group gathering, remember Marty's Pizza off 594 and Highway 83 in Delafield.
Remember Marty's Pizza. Do you remember when times were good? Well, they're good again. It's as good today as it was in the past. It doesn't get any better than that. Remember Marty's Pizza.
Right off 594 and Highway 83 in Delafield.
Half a century of marketing expertise joined with over 20 years of local market knowledge. Not to mention the savings you'll see after you get our best commission right up front, which, by the way, is only 1.9% on the listing side of your home. Join that together and you can be sure that you've chosen the right real estate experts who have the experience to market your home effectively and give you a commission that'll end up paying for things like new furniture. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. They saved over $50,000 after we sold their home at only 1.9%. You don't have to pay 6% to market and sell your home. Hundreds of Century 21 Benefit Realty clients will attest. You can get it all for only 1.9%. The more value your home has, the more important it is to find the best real estate commission and the marketing ability to get top dollar. And with Century 21 behind us, that's what we have. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Time for a WTMJ Sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports desk. After a loss in Game 3 of the NLDS, the Brewers have another chance to clinch tonight at Wrigley Field. General Manager Matt Arnold tells Wisconsin's Morning News.
I know that their mindset's going to be right just because of how they prepare and who they are. So, again, a lot of that is trial by fire a little bit in some cases, especially for the young guys, but again, just having the right mindset is something that I'm confident that our group will certainly have.
It's an 8:08 first pitch in the Windy City. Our coverage starts at 7 o'clock with Brewers warm-up on WTMJ. And the preseason continues for the Bucks tonight at home against the Pistons. Hear the game on 94.5 ESPN starting at 6:30.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time 3:08.
Are you struggling with stubborn weight gain during perimenopause or menopause? It's not your fault. Your changing hormones are forcing your body to store fat, no matter how little you eat or how much you exercise. But there's hope. The Milwaukee Weight Loss Proprietary Natural Program helps restore your metabolism and reset your hormonal balance so you can finally lose the weight and keep it off. No counting calories, no prepackaged meals, no injections, just real results. Join thousands of women who've discovered how to lose 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks to feel like themselves again. Visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's WTNJ Steve Scafidi here. After a summer in the maintenance phase, I'm back in reduction mode. I'm going to lose 10 more pounds. That means I'll have lost 50 pounds since January. The best part, none of the intense workouts, no meals or shakes, none of the meds or injections. Many patients see 20 to 30 pounds come off in just a month or two. Book your free consultation today at 262-393-2334 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, Julia Fello, and in for John McCure, it's Telly Hughes.
Jake Bowers to left and deep. Back is Hep at the track. It is gone. Bowers has driven in a pair here tonight for the Brewers.
Bauer's solo home run was not enough. What is an exciting game last night, wasn't it, Telly?
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Very exciting. And I was very interested to see how Quinn Priester would react to his first postseason coming in the front, coming at Wrigley Field, a place he grew up 20 minutes from, and a team he grew up rooting for. And here he is with a Brewers uniform on, trying to clinch an opportunity to go to the NLCS. But you could tell he was really just probably over pumped up. But the Brewers put up a really good fight, unfortunately.
He blamed it on himself, the loss on himself.
Yeah, and you can't do that. And the Brewers are going to need Priester again, probably sooner than later. So hopefully be able to bounce that off.
All right, let's get to it, Telly.
This is the 3 at 3 on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
All right, the Brewers is our number 1. We're leading the NLDS series. Brewers 2 games, Cubs 1. 1 more to go for Brew Crew. Sal Frelick is a freak in the field, just doing incredible work. He's making an incredible catch at the right field line just yesterday. It's so hard to do, taking away superstar player Saya Suzuki. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah,
Japanese
good job.
Superstar. Oh, yeah, it's hard.
Good job.
From getting on base. Listen to this. This is worth a listen to again.
Suzuki to right field, curling towards the corner. Frelick slides, comes up with the catch. Sal Frelick with a tremendous catch in right, and results in a huge first out.
What a play. One of the only ballparks where down the right and left field line it bays out and it plays deeper. And he made it all the way to the line, sliding catch. That's the only way you can make that play. You can't run full bore because you'll run straight into the wall.
But we couldn't win despite that last night. We have Freddie Peralta on the line for us in Game 4. He's going to be on the mound. And we have Brewers play-by-play broadcaster Lane Grindle joining us from Wrigley at 4:35. And about a half hour from now, Brewers warm-up, Brian Brainerd will be joining us from the ballpark as well, Telly.
All right, number 2, Dolly Parton is very much alive, if you haven't heard.
I wanted to say, I know lately everybody thinks that I am sicker than I am. Do I look sick to you? I'm working hard here.
Rumors about the 79-year-old's health have been running rampant since she postponed her Las Vegas residency last month, citing medical issues. Things hit a high note when Dolly's little sister asked fans to pray for Dolly.
But I figured if you heard it from me, you'd know that I was okay.
And that's such a great thing. She is credited with writing the hit songs Jolene and I Will Always Love You on the same day.
Wow.
Never knew that.
That's incredible.
Yes, that is.
Number 3, Telly, news from Central Standard. The Milwaukee Distillery's Standard Issue Vodka is a nominee for USA Today's 10 Best Craft Vodkas. You can text DRINK to 855-616-1620. If you would like to vote for them, 855-616-1620. That's our setting limited talk and text line. Text DRINK. Have you ever had their vodka?
I have not.
I have not either.
Yes, it must be pretty good.
All right. I'm going to try it before I vote. I'm sure it's number 1.
Yeah.
Coming up next, Debbie helps get you where you need to safely with your traffic. We have your 5-day forecast, and then the Milwaukee Rep has been under construction for a while now. WTMJ's Elizabeth Lintonen was able to get a first look. She shares what was unveiled to the press today.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik here for Flanners Home Entertainment. Does the audio and video system in your home need an upgrade? Well, Flanners has all the solutions and the installation experts to simplify and upgrade your home entertainment experience. Forget about the impersonable big box stores and risky online purchases. You go with locally owned Flanners, where quality service, the best brands, and guaranteed best price remain top priorities. Stop by Flanners in West Dallas, Grafton, or at Flanners.com. Sound advice at the best price. Just press play.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats. Now through Wednesday, save on 10.23 to 11.5 ounce selected varieties Mars Fun Size Candy, $4.49. 8.1 to 11.5 ounce selected varieties Bear Creek Soup Mix, $3.49. 28-ounce pail selected varieties blue ribbon frozen dairy dessert, $5.99. 64-ounce selected varieties Sunny D citrus drinks, 2 for $3.
I am starving.
Oh, no, never walk into a Century when you're hungry.
Unless it's free sample day. Ooh, oh, pizza, yes. I'd love to try that one.
My husband thinks he can make a meal out of grocery store samples.
Need to wash this down. I think I see someone handing out samples in the liquor department.
Geez, can we focus on our list?
What's this?
It says you can win 2 tickets to Green Bay's home game against Chicago on December 7th.
Or autographed footballs, or a 4-pack of Green Bay Hall of Fame tickets.
You have to enter through Century's Facebook or Instagram.
I'll be entering this on my phone in the deli next to that cheese sample station.
Enter by November 12th.
Hey, this is WTMJ's Steve Scavidi here to talk about my brand new show, WTMJ Outdoors. Coming up, we're talking turkey. That's turkey hunting season in Wisconsin. A great vets organization doing some great work for our vets who need our help. And we wrap it up with the waterways of Wisconsin with Milwaukee Riverkeeper. All things Wisconsin Outdoors. Join us every Saturday, 2 to 3, right here on 620 WTMJ.
It's WTMJ Outdoors, presented by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools to help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Traffic and the weather. Debbie Lazaga, how are the roads?
Well, we do have a few delays out there. Eastbound 94 coming in from about from the Highway 100 area all the way through the Zoo interchange, so heads up with that. Then more delays from 84th Street all the way almost to Hawley Road. We do have a crash at 68th Street. The left lane is blocked with this. Looks like most of the cars are like up against the median wall, so please be careful as you're heading through that. Southbound through the Zoo interchange starts to slow down from Blue Mound Road all the way down to Lincoln. Northbound, you're seeing delays from before Mayfair Road pretty much all the way up to Hampton. Southbound 43, you're seeing delays from Capitol Drive down through the Marquette and over the high rise. More delays from Beecher down towards the KK River. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Here is your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 50. Tomorrow, slight chance of morning showers, partly cloudy, a high of 66. Saturday, sunny, a high of 63. Sunday, a chance of evening rain, a high of 64. Slight chance of showers Monday. It'll be partly sunny, a high of 68. Right now, Milwaukee, it's sunny and 60 degrees. Wisconsin's Afternoon News podcast is sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating. Your comfort is their family's tradition. Visit DaveDrakeCamp.com. The Milwaukee Rep. It's been under construction for a while now. WTMJ's Elizabeth Lintonen was able to get a first look at what was unveiled to the press today. Elizabeth, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, Julia. It was incredible. It was an incredible space, an incredible project. The first thing that I thought was really, really interesting was the historical preservation. They built out over the outside of the original building, so all of the original brick and archways, and they had renovations that were done in 1986-87, and those had a lot of like drywall and plaster over a lot of the original architecture of the building, which used to be a power plant, I believe. And so they managed to rip away all of it and basically bring the building back out and back to life. So the first thing you notice, like the first thing that I noticed when I walk in was like original brick, the original archways from the architecture of the building that went all the way down to the river. It's just a really, really cool, well-preserved building. And then the second thing that they talked to me about wanting to do was improving accessibility throughout the theater. So there's one big central elevator that goes, it's 3 floors. There's one big central elevator that goes through the main part of the theater. It's large enough for wheelchairs. And then there are also like more bathrooms everywhere. There's a wellness room for those with sensory issues or mothers who are breastfeeding. There's just really, and those are really, really close to the doors of the theater. So like the second you leave, there's bathrooms, there's everything you could hope for. I talked to one of the main architects. Rich Tennyson is the board chair at EUA, which is the architecture firm that put it together, and he told me a lot about what they worked on.
First of all, knowing the 1896 structure that we were working with and what we were able to uncover. So we worked closely with the state in terms of going through that and making sure that everything was done right to be able to capture that. And it was just an all-hands-on-deck process that allowed us to do it.
So you can text WATCH, W-A-T-C-H, WATCH, to our Setting Limited Talk and text line. You can see on our live stream some of the photos that Elizabeth took. watch to 855-616-1620. That's super cool because I saw all of the glass, and now we know why. It's because it's all preserved of what it used, the original building. When you walk in, you see it.
Yeah, and it's so bright in there. It's so airy. And the other thing they really wanted to emphasize too were more common spaces. So you'll notice on like the second floor, they have a brand new lobby area with seating at all different heights and like comfort levels. So there's a seat for everybody. They redid the entire like bar. There's more cup holders. And then there's on the third floor, there's the Lou Bar Donor Lounge, because this was a project that was mostly funded by private philanthropy. It was an $80 million project. And so there's a huge bright donor lounge that they'll also use for community events. Another thing that I thought was really cool was they have this big educational space. So they said that a lot of times when they would like go work with schools or students, they would have to go to those schools, which was fine. But now there's actually a space that they can bring students in, have classes in, hold rehearsals in. And then that room is off of the theater. And then there's access to the Riverwalk as well, and wheelchair access to the Riverwalk. There's like a wheelchair accessible elevator as well as just like stairs and a ramp. So it's really well done.
WTMJ's Elizabeth Linton, and thank you so much.
Anytime.
I appreciate it. 3:20 on WTMJ. We go to Jerusalem with CBS News reporter Linda Gradstein. Huge steps made today to move forward with ending the Israel-Hamas war.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
There's a lot of noise coming out of Washington these days, but one thing retirees in Wisconsin can't afford to ignore is the new Big Beautiful Bill. Sounds harmless, right? But here's the truth. The changes buried in this bill could have a serious impact on your retirement. At Drake & Associates, we've dug into the details, and we want to make sure you know what's really at stake. The Big Beautiful Bill includes sweeping updates to tax brackets, Social Security thresholds, Medicare premiums, and retirement account rules. And for many retirees, it could mean higher taxes on your savings, more limits on deductions, and unexpected changes to your income plan. Maybe you're already retired, or maybe you're just a few years away. Either way, what you don't know could cost you thousands. That's why we're offering Wisconsin residents a free educational guide to help you understand how the new bill may impact retirees and questions to discuss with your trusted financial advisor. Just text the word tax to 414-897-9522. That's tax, T-A-X, to 414-897-9522. You'll get immediate access to expert insights from the team at Drake & Associates, retirement planners who have been serving Wisconsin for over 20 years. We focus on tax-efficient retirement planning, helping you keep more of your money, avoiding surprises, and staying ahead of the curve no matter what Congress throws your way. So before the Big Beautiful Bill takes a bite out of your hard-earned savings, let's make sure your plan is designed to help prepare for uncertainty. Text TAX to 414-897-9522. That's TAX to 414-897-9522. Drake & Associates, helping build retirement confidence right here in Wisconsin.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
World leaders today issuing a wave of statements commending Israel and Hamas for agreeing to the first phase of a ceasefire deal, with many also praising U.S. President Donald Trump for his administration's role in brokering the deal. The full details are still coming into focus, but the broad outline includes a partial withdrawal of Israeli forces from Gaza and the release by Hamas of the remaining hostages. According to the president, we have CBS News' Linda Gradstein. She is in Jerusalem. Linda, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. So, the Israeli cabinet is expected to approve the deal, and then that will start the clock on the 72 hours during which Hamas has agreed to release all of the hostages, and Israel will pull back to positions that it had a few months ago, which will leave it in control of about half of Gaza. In addition, Israel agreed to release 250 Palestinian prisoners who had been convicted of murdering Israelis, as well as 1,700 other Palestinians who had been arrested since the war started. So you're talking about a large-scale release of Palestinian prisoners, all of the hostages coming back, both living and dead. There are believed to be 20 hostages who are still alive, and Israeli hospitals are preparing to receive them. Some of them are in very, very bad condition. But I think for Israelis, today was really a day of hope and celebration. The hostage issue has been a huge issue in Israel for the past 2 years. The families of the hostages have waged really an unrelenting battle to get them home. And so they're seeing this, and many Israelis are really seeing this as a victory.
We have CBS News correspondent Linda Gradstein in Jerusalem. Linda, can you put perspective on Israel pulling back to positions it had a few months ago, which will leave it in control of half of Gaza?
Gaza was supposed to be part of a Palestinian state, but the Palestinians have actually been divided. The West Bank is run by the Fatah movement headed by Mahmoud Abbas, and part of Trump's plan, by the way, is reforms of the Palestinian Authority, and Gaza was headed by Hamas. And it's Hamas that started this war just over 2 years ago when thousands of Hamas terrorists entered Israel and murdered 1,200 people and took 250 hostage. And since then, Israel has, as the fighting continued, Israel has controlled more and more of Gaza. The situation in Gaza is terrible. Gaza has basically, most of it, been reduced to rubble. 90% of the population has been displaced, and it's going to take years, if not decades, to rebuild Gaza.
Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner have landed in Israel. What does that mean? And also, did you hear that the president said that he may go to the Middle East this weekend?
Yes. So President Trump apparently wants to be present both for the actual signing of the agreement in Egypt, and then he's expected to come to Israel on either Sunday, probably Sunday afternoon, and until Monday. He'll address the Knesset. The hostage families are incredibly grateful to him. They want him to come to a place called Hostage Square in Tel Aviv, which has become the center of the protest movement for a ceasefire and the release of the hostages. And I think the fact that Witkoff and Jared Kushner are here, they're basically here to make sure that Israel doesn't renege. Qataris are trying to make sure that Hamas doesn't renege on the agreement. So it's basically a way of showing just how involved the Americans are in this, and that President Trump has made it very clear that he doesn't want to see anybody backing out at the last minute. That said, this is just the first stage of an agreement, and the next stages are actually going to be far more complicated than this one was. The next thing is supposed to be a further Israeli withdrawal from Gaza and Hamas disarming itself and giving up its weapons and destroying all of the terrorist infrastructure. And those are both, difficult things, and it's expected that it could take a while. The other thing is it's not clear that Hamas will be able to return the bodies of all of the hostages who have been killed. There are, according to Israeli press reports, about 9 bodies that Hamas says they don't know where they are. So that's also going to be something that, for those families is going to be especially difficult.
CBS News, Linda Gradstein in Jerusalem, thank you so much.
Sure, thank you.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Lazaga for Comfort Awnings. I reclaim my outdoor space by having Comfort Awnings install a motorized retractable awning so I can enjoy the sun and get relief when I need it. Sensors are also available that detect strong winds and rain to extend or retract your awning. They even protect against UV radiation so you can safely enjoy the outdoors. Family owned and located in Burlington, Comfort Awnings expertly installs custom awnings that fit your home and style. Right now, you can receive a free motor for your automated awning with your order. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com.
Everyone needs a plumber in their contacts list, and I've got yours, Vince Vitrano here. It's Horner Plumbing.
We had a big job on the Vetrano home, needed to move the water hookups for the washer dryer and refrigerator, and we turned to the trusted experts for more than 50 years in Southeast Wisconsin, Horner Plumbing. CJ and Kaylee, they did a great job at the house. All the follow-up with Horner was amazing. Great work and outstanding customer service. Get started now at Horner Plumbing. That's HornerPlumbing.com.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. It's kindness, it's compassion, it's very specialized training. Their mission is to transform the culture of care, and they're doing that every single day. I've been in their places. I've seen how they love and take care of people with cognitive decline, Alzheimer's, or other related dementia symptoms. In part at Azura, they do such a great job because their staff goes through specialized training. They're going to take great care of you. Locations throughout Southeast Wisconsin, Wisconsin-based, family-owned. It's Azura.
Traffic is sponsored by Richlands Tire and Service Center.
Richlands Tire and Service Centers. 5 locations and all easy to find. Visit richlands.com when you're due for service.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 3:30. I'm Julia Fello. Your top story this half hour. Court battles continue over National Guard deployments.
I'm Telly Hughes in for John McCure, defending a study about 2 Milwaukee event venues.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. We got a crash on eastbound 94 just past 68th Street. Looks like the left lane is blocked right now with this, so watch out for the delays heading through there. We do have backups coming out of the zoo all the way past the accident scene. Delays continue all the way through the stadium, but still. On the westbound side, got some backups from 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound 43, heavy from Bender Road down past Silver Spring. Back on the brakes just before Capitol Drive, all the way down towards the North Avenue curve. More delays over the high-rise bridge, or through the Marquette over the high-rise bridge to the KK River. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Cloudy tonight, a low of 50 degrees. Tonight and tomorrow, slight chance of showers. Partly cloudy, a high of 66 degrees. Right now, Milwaukee, it is sunny and 60 degrees. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, after issuing a temporary stay, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals held a hearing today on whether to overturn a lower court's order blocking the federalization of Oregon's National Guard.
Arguing for President Trump, Eric MacArthur again claimed only troops can protect Portland's ICE building.
For months, the ICE facility in Portland and the federal law enforcement officers who work there have faced a steady stream of violence, threats of violence, and harassment from violent agitators bent on impeding federal immigration enforcement.
Oregon's attorney argued violence in June was dealt with by local law enforcement. The justices said they would respond as quickly as they're able. Heather Roberts for CBS News, Portland, Oregon.
A Florida man accused of starting January's deadly Palisades fire in Los Angeles was back in court today.
In court in Florida, a federal magistrate ruling Jonathan Rinderknecht must remain in custody until his next hearing on October 17th. He faces up to 20 years in prison for allegedly starting the Palisades fire while he was living in Southern California. In court, it was revealed Rinderknecht recently threatened his family, saying he was going to burn down their house. A judge finding he is still a threat to the community, and the judge is worried he's a flight risk. Prosecutors indicate seemingly obsessed with fire that Rinderknecht started a fire that eventually rekindled and turned into the Palisades fire in January. Alex Stone, EBC News.
A federal judge has sentenced a Wisconsin man accused of smuggling lab equipment to Russian companies.
68-year-old Andrew Pogosian, a Russian-born U.S. citizen who lives in Madison, will spend a year in federal prison. Back in June, federal prosecutors charged Pogosian with 1 count of conspiracy to defraud the U.S. and 3 counts of smuggling. Prosecutors say 3 years ago, Pogosian started using his company to ship lab equipment to Russian companies, including one that performed chemical research for the Russian military. Officials say that was a violation of trade sanctions. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
The head of the Wisconsin Center District is defending a study they have implemented looking into the future of the UWM Panther Arena and the Miller High Life Theater.
The study is merely meant to learn more about the long-term sustainability of the 2 venues, says Center District Chair Marty Brooks.
It is not an action plan that we have any requirement to move forward with.
It's background information.
Brooks tells Wisconsin's Morning News the intent is to get more information about options
and start thinking about and discussing where do we want to be as a community.
But Brooks also did say a convention hotel would help lock in more events.
To have another hotel close in proximity would really help us attract more business.
Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
Results from the study are expected to come out in January.
The IRS announces new federal income tax brackets and standard deductions for next year.
The changes are for tax returns filed in 2027. The standard deduction rises to $16,100 for individuals, up from over $15,000. For married couples who file jointly, it is $32,200, up from $31,500. Someone who earns the same income next year would likely owe slightly less in taxes, though the difference may be a few $100s. Up to $15 million is exempt from estate taxes, up from $13.99 million.
This comes as almost half of the IRS workforce remains furloughed because of the government shutdown.
We now know the name of the man who died after a fireworks explosion in an Oak Creek apartment. The medical examiner says 29-year-old DeAndre Lawrence was found unresponsive Wednesday morning at the Seasons of Orchid Hills apartment complex. Initial reports indicate a large amount of fireworks exploded in the kitchen of the apartment. Oak Creek fire crews say the unit didn't catch on fire, but there was heavy smoke damage. Lawrence died at the hospital, but his cause of death is still unknown.
A man is dead and an off-duty officer is now recovering after a shooting this morning on the far north side.
It happened near 49th and Mill as an off-duty officer was driving to work. A car cut him off and they got into a minor accident. As they were assessing the damage, the 26-year-old driver got out of his car and pistol whipped the officer in the mouth. Police Chief Jeffrey Norman says they exchanged gunfire and the man died on scene.
This is a story that happens too often in our community here. How does a minor accident change into a deadly force situation? Unacceptable.
The 40-year-old officer is currently being treated at the hospital. He's being placed on administrative leave as the investigation continues. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Milwaukee Police Association President Alexander Aya also just posted something saying he just came from the hospital on social media after visiting the injured officer. He says, quote, "I can tell you we are incredibly lucky that he is alive. He was simply driving to work this morning when he was attacked by an armed individual after a minor traffic incident between the two. He was pistol whipped and shot at and had injuries to his face from where the suspect hit him with the firearm. Our officer did exactly what any well-trained officer would do. He fought to survive." There is now an outside agency that's going to investigate this shooting.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Another opportunity for the Brewers to close out the Cubs tonight at Wrigley Field. Freddie Peralta will get the start for the Brewers, and the Cubs will counter with Matthew Boyd. First pitch for Game 4 of the NLDS is scheduled for 8:08. If necessary, Game 5 will be played in Milwaukee on Saturday. And for the second time in 3 weeks, the Packers will see Joe Flacco at quarterback. Flacco started for the Browns against the Packers in Week 3 and was traded to the Bengals earlier this week and was named the starter for Sunday's game at Lambeau.
I was not expecting that one, but that's how the NFL is, man. It's crazy stuff happens, and obviously it's probably weirder for the defense going up against him. Pretty close timeline. So we'll see. It'll be interesting for him. New team, new situation. So we'll see.
That was Jordan Love. Jordan Love and the Packers are 14.5-point favorites for Sunday's game.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 3:38.
There are over 690,000 people whose lives are touched by the Wisconsin retirement system, which covers local police, firefighters, publicly employed teachers, and UWM system employees. Join Annex Wealth Management and WTMJ's Steve Scafidi for a special webinar. Understand your WR's potential on Tuesday, October 21st at 3:30 p.m. Retirement planning can be complex. What does your most recent statement mean for your plan? How will it work with the rest of your financial portfolio? Is there anything you're missing? No matter your age or retirement status, learn more as we walk through pension scenarios and answer WRS questions. The Annex Wealth Management financial planning team is experienced when it comes to the WRS pension and assists many clients as they move to and through retirement. Understand Your WRS Potential is Tuesday, October 21st at 3:30 p.m. It's a complimentary webinar and is open to anyone. More information and registration at annexwealth.com/events. Annex Wealth Management is a fee-only fiduciary specializing in investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning. Know the difference. It starts at annexwealth.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
She is our awesome Travel Wisconsin secretary, Ann Sayers. Ann, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, and we're going to talk about night lights.
You know, I get this question so often. People are looking for fun things to do at night, and the glowier, the better. So I have all kinds of fun ideas for you today.
Wow, including a mansion transformed by light.
Yes, this is a historic estate, and they transform it into an illuminated wonder. It's the nature of light, what it's called. It's a triumphant return it's making right now to the Payne Art Center and Gardens. This is in Oshkosh in Winnebago County. The dazzling display attracts more than 50,000 visitors to the historic estate during the 2022 when it first started. This is now the second time they're doing it. It opened to the public in August. It runs each night through October 26th, and you're going to get to experience a spectacular showcase of illuminated sculptures and environments, both inside and outside the Payne. There's light dancers putting on mesmerizing circus-style performances that enhance the viewing experience.
Oh, wow.
So cool, yeah. And while you're there, you can stay the night in a private boutique style by booking a home through TJ's Destination Oshkosh. This is a lodging properties. They rent gorgeous lakeside cottages and homes on Lake Winnebago, large enough to accommodate up to 16 guests.
Oh, I love Lake Winnebago. Oh, that's fantastic. It sounds so good. We can also wander in the gardens glowing in artful light in Madison.
Discover a nightlight experience. Been wowing visitors in Madison for a decade now. It's called Gleam. It's an annual exhibition hosted at the Olbrich Botanical Gardens. It features large-scale light installations that are created by local, regional, and international designers. You'll stroll through the 16-acre garden inside the Tropical Conservancy, too, to see this beloved destination in a new light. You can book your tickets soon, though. Gleam runs Wednesdays through Saturdays until October 25th. Got to check that out. And then if you get into town early, grab a slice or two or three from Ian's Pizza. It's Pizza by the Slice business. It's an institution in Madison, and they operate a location inside Garver Feed Mill, which is right next to the Olbrich Botanical Gardens. They have a very wide and oftentimes wacky selection of specialty pizzas, so check that out. And then finally, stay the night at the historic Governor's Mansion Inn. Stately Inn. They have 9 beautifully furnished guest rooms, each with their private ensuite bath.
So nice. And follow a whimsical journey through the woods of Wisconsin Dells.
So here's some really fun steps. So you can let your inner child lead the way on a whimsical journey at Aqua Via Lumina. The Wilderness Resort unveiled this year-round attraction last fall. It's been dazzling visitors ever since. Aqua Via Lumina, it's a multimedia storytelling experience. It takes you on an enchanted nighttime walk through the woods. And the story follows a mystical deer on a journey that's looking for a legendary spring. So you'll follow along a mile-long path where there's lighting and projections and sound and set design that combines in this really beautiful, unique way to tell the story. They open daily at dusk. While there, visit one of the Dell's newest dining establishments. It's called Dawn Manor. It's a reconstructed 1855 estate. It features a speakeasy and a Victorian-inspired restaurant. There's 5 period-themed dining rooms that create a distinct experience for guests and really a lovely menu. Everyone's going to love it. And then finally, this is so cool. I just got to do this. It's a mountain coaster. It's called the Wisconsin Dells Mountain Coaster. It opened this year. It's super family-friendly. You get to zoom down this hill. And they recently began offering night rides on weekends as a new way to take in all that fun. Plus, they have some fun Halloween offerings right now, too.
Oh, that's so fun. Did you hear what's going on next Thursday and Friday at the Ware Nature Center?
No, tell me more.
Yes, a spooktacular event. They're going to have a rapping bug. They're going to have bones. It's like really family friendly. It's going to be informational for a lot of young children. And they have a trail at the Ware Nature Center in Hales Corners where there's going to be more than 300 jack-o'-lanterns that will be lit. And it starts at 6 o'clock and it goes through 8:30 at night.
Oh, Oh, that sounds so cool. People are going to love that.
I know, and the tickets are selling out. So if you just go to the website, Ware Nature Center, then you can get tickets. So I just had them on just the other day this week. So I just figured I'd mention that. And also we can go to travelwisconsin.com and see the fall color report, right, Ann?
Yes, things are slow this year, but also when it starts to go, it starts to go. So you got to start planning your trip now. travelwisconsin.com/fall color report. You'll find out where the leaves are peaking throughout the state.
Awesome. Start your fall getaway, travelwisconsin.com. Travel Wisconsin Secretary Ann Sayers, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's 4 walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
Well, we decided to develop our own mattress line, I think purely from a quality standpoint again.
We wanted to go the opposite way the industry was going. The industry was cheapening things, and we didn't believe in that.
Ben and Arvid Huth, brothers and owners of Penny Mustard Furnishings.
The entire mattress industry has gone to one-sided. We still believe, and I know in my heart, that a two-sided is going to last you longer. You can get more comfort out of it.
That's the reason that we put higher density foam in the mattresses, is so that they're comfortable for a longer period of time. It goes back to just wanting people to be happy, not now, but 5 years from now, 10 years from now. I want them to look back and say, wow, I bought that a long time ago and I'm still really happy with it. That's true in our mattresses, it's true in our furniture. We don't want you to buy something and 5 years from now, you're like, oh, it's falling apart.
10 years from now, the customer shouldn't have to replace the mattress because it no longer supports them.
They can, but they don't have to.
Right, and that's how we build it.
See more at pennymustard.com.
15, 20 years from now, that mattress is still going to have good support.
Somebody can still use it.
Yes, absolutely.
It's Gina Della. You've heard me define what makes Pella Windows and Doors different. Let me introduce you to the woman behind the billboards, commercials, and share my extraordinary journey of resilience, reinvention, and shattering glass ceilings every Saturday morning at 6:30 on 620 WTMJ and anywhere you stream podcasts for What's the Difference with Gina Della to discuss business coaching across all industries, featuring successful executives, entrepreneurs, and mentors along the way. This is a story you won't want to miss.
Fly ball, left field. Hap on the warning track. Hap at the wall.
It's the Brewers and Cubs in Game 4 of the NLDS in Chicago.
Back is Hap at the track. It is gone. Jake Bowers having himself a night here at Wrigley.
Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 7:30. October runs through the home of the Brewers, WTMJ.
Traffic is sponsored by St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores. Highway 100 and Layton Avenue in Greenfield. 23rd and Lincoln and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee. Great bargains and a great cause. You're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
We have the host of Brewers Warm Up coming up right after this, Bob Brainerd. But first, Debbie Lazaga with your traffic.
Southbound 43 backing up from just before Hampton all the way down to about North Avenue. Back on the brakes heading through the Marquette down to the KK River. Northbound's backing up from Kilbourne all the way up past North Avenue as well. Westbound 94, you'll see delays starting at 25th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. More delays from Highway 100 to the county line. Eastbound is slowing down from about Highway 100 all the way through to about 35th Street. And then the bypass heading southbound, you're seeing delays actually starting from about Blue Mound Road all the way down past Lincoln. More delays then between National Avenue and Beloit. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Cloudy tonight, a low of 50. Slight chance of morning showers tomorrow, a high of 66. Sunny Saturday with a high of 63. Chance of evening rain on Sunday, a high of 64. Monday,
And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low
68 degrees. Right now in Milwaukee, it's 60 degrees and sunny.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd.
He is the host of Brewers Warm Up and also hosts the post show. Bob Brainerd. Bob, thank you for joining us. Where are you right now?
I am prepping, Julia, for Game 4. I probably should have just brought my sleeping bag last night and just hunkered down there in the studio and, done my homework there, because here we are. We get another game of baseball at Wrigley Field, but that's okay. This is going to be another terrific matchup. You got the Game 1 starters, same two guys, Boyd and Peralta, going here in Game 4 down in Chicago. It was really interesting because last night on Brewers Extra Innings, Jerry Augustine and I, we're predicting who the starting pitchers would be for Game 4, even though both managers, they're trying to be coy. They're trying to have that gamesmanship. It ain't working. We already figured it out last night.
Hey, Bob, and what was the mood of the team after yesterday's loss? It's always going to be different, obviously. Was just give us kind of the mood of the team after yesterday.
I wouldn't say, Telly, that it was – it wasn't like they were all hanging their heads like, oh, gosh, we lost an opportunity. I think it was about missed opportunities because they had chances to really come back after falling in that 4-1 hole. They got the single runs in the first and on. So they did, Bowers hits the home run, but it's a solo home run. They load the bases in the eighth and don't score. So there were opportunities to make it multiple run innings instead of just the single digits. So they were close. And Pat Murphy talked about that as well. He saw it too. There were opportunities on their plate. They didn't cash in. That was the difference because the bullpen, my goodness. I mean, after that first inning, the bullpen locked it down and gave the offense plenty of opportunities to claw back in that game.
Yes, and another thing that I noticed, Bob, was the fact that the Brewers were able to take that crowd out of it right away by scoring that run in the first inning. So clearly the crowd isn't going to play that much of a factor for the Brewers as a lot of people may have thought. And for the first time for a young team, it seemed like they showed that they were young. Well, not necessarily the team, but Quinn Priester, it just seemed like he was just a little too juiced up for that game yesterday. Would you agree?
Yeah, there was clearly some nerves there. I mean, the kid is, he was a Cubs fan growing up. He's from Illinois. And so you've got family and friends, and you're pitching in postseason in a game that can lock it down for your current team. So no doubt, watching him pitch, he was overthrowing at times. He was missing his target by a lot. And so I think that played into it, and that's natural. When you see Freddie Peralta take the mound tonight for Milwaukee in Game 4, you won't see that because back in the day when Freddie was in Priester's position and he was that young dude taking the mound in the postseason, he had that. He was overthrowing. He was known as Fastball Freddie, and he tried to just blow people away, and it didn't always work. So, yeah, the nerves, he got a taste, and then also, and this, we saw this on TV on the replay, Murphy goes out there to get the baseball from Priester, and he stops him and pulls him back quickly and says, hey, we're going to need you again. And that was a great response to say, it didn't work out here, but hang on, kid. We may need you in a Game 5. We may need you if we advance into the next round at a best of 7. So that was a great message by the Brewers skipper to try to keep that kid's emotions in check and going forward, looking forward.
That's good. And also, it's so crucial for them to win tonight. I know that if we go to Saturday, it might be nice to win at home, but then we have the NLCS right afterwards. Do you think that it's just so crucial for the Brewers to win tonight rather than Saturday?
I think it's crucial, Julia, and here's the reason why. The fact that, okay, they didn't say who the starting pitcher was going to be last night. Murphy didn't say that. But he knew that it was going to be Freddie Peralta. And the reason that you don't say, we're going to save Freddie for a possible Game 5, he's been great at home, and that's okay to think that. But he's starting Peralta because this is your best pitcher. You want to end this series right here. Mm-hmm. There are no guarantees that if you save Peralta and he's pitching Game 5, that that's an automatic win, and that you're going on to face the next team in the National League Championship Series. So that's why it absolutely is crucial that they throw their best pitcher. You know what? If you're a Brewer fan and you're kind of wincing and you're going, well, I don't know, I would like to save Freddie. Okay, well, you got to deal with today. The Brewers know that if they need to deal with tomorrow, or in this case, Saturday, they'll figure it out. They'll piecemeal a rotation together. And that bullpen so far, the bullpen for Milwaukee in the 3 games so far has only given up 1 run in 18 innings of work. So if it comes to that, the Brewers won't flinch. They'll just figure it out.
Well, they have the perfect manager for that ideology, because Pat Murphy is all about winning the day. You don't think about Saturday before Saturday gets here. And so, Bob, going to put you on the spot here. What happens tonight? Is this thing over? I'll put myself out there first before you answer. I think it's over. I think this is a mirror of the Blue Jays-Yankees series. The Yankees were able to win Game 3 back at home, and it seemed like luckily. But Game 4, the better team came out and won and closed things out. And I think that's what's going to happen tonight in Chicago. The better team will close it out, and that will be the Milwaukee Brewers. But that's my prediction. What is yours?
Okay, well, I'll be a little more diplomatic here. I will say this. I think the Brewers can win this if they can get to Matthew Boyd, the Cubs starter, early like they did in Game 1. You saw how that game shifted when they got Boyd knocked out in the first inning. He gives up 4 runs. Doesn't even get through the first inning, okay? So Boyd gets a reset here. He gets the ball again. He is chomping at the bit to have redemption for what he did in Game 1, and he couldn't get the job done. So if Milwaukee can get to him early again, doesn't have to be the first inning again, but if they can knock him out in the early second or third inning again, then I think they go on to win. But here's another fun stat, fun with numbers, right? Of the 6 pitchers so far in these 3 games, Cubs and Brewers, every single starter has given up at least a run in the first inning. I mean, no one has gone through unscathed, right? Everybody has been knocked around a little bit or a lot from the starting pitching position. So if you can get to Boyd early, great. If Peralta can have a shutdown inning, 1, 2, 3, he'd be the first one of anybody so far in this series. So keep an eye on the starting pitchers. How deep can they go in Game 4?
Diplomatic Bob Brainerd.
He has you covered. Yes. He has you covered before and after the game. Brewers warm-up and the post-show. Brewers extra innings. Bob Brainerd, the best in the business. Bob, thank you so much.
My pleasure, you guys.
Here's your business headlines.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
West Bend is advancing plans for a 64-acre multifamily housing development on the city's south side that would bring nearly 400 new apartments to vacant farmland. The property is currently owned by the Muth family, operators of Cedar Lawn Farm. Goodwill Industries has listed its Milwaukee headquarters on the city's northwest side for sale. It's seeking new space in the neighborhood. And high-end cookware firm Regalware's manufacturing division plans to invest tens of millions to triple production at its West Bend plant. The move comes as it books new business with brands looking to shift production from China and Europe to the United States. I'm Addison Lathers for MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Hey, John Mercure here for Annex Wealth Management. No generic solutions at Annex. As a fee-only fiduciary, Annex puts your interests first, skipping commissions for unbiased advice. Their rosters, CFPs, CFAs, CPAs, PhDs, wealth strategists, and attorneys deliver top-tier expertise to meet your unique goals. That's what that roster tells you. If you're part of the Wisconsin Retirement System Pension Program, join Annex for a specialized webinar, Understand Your WRS Pension. Tuesday, October 21st at 3:30. Join Steve Scafidi and members of the Annex Financial Planning team who have significant experience navigating WRS. More details and sign up at annexwealth.com/events. With everything going on, making a personalized financial plan is more vital than ever. At Annex Wealth Management, expert guidance is just a call or visit away, customized to your life, not a one-size-fits-all template. Whether you're exploring investments, evaluating annuities, or planning for retirement, their team is with you every step. Visit annexwealth.com today and start building your future with Annex Wealth Management.
Politics, work, daily stressors. Let's take a break from all that and get centered, Christ-centered. I'm Pastor Tim Butker. Join me each week for Christian Crusaders, a broadcast that highlights the gospel, the good news of Jesus, and our belief in the authoritative Word of God. Christ-centered, gospel-oriented, Bible-based Christian Crusaders. Please join us Sundays at 6 a.m. on WTMJ. We'd love to have you worship with us.
Loyalty, family. Few things are more important. This is WTMJ's Steve Scafidi and Loyal Family Renovations. They saved the day after a brutal storm in Oak Creek. Hail damage, yeah, I had a lot of it. But Jeff, Jake, and the whole team, absolute pros, made the entire process smooth as can be. Let's be honest, not everyone knows how to deal with adjusters. They handled all the questions, quick answers, top-notch customer service. In just 2 days, my roof was done. If storm damage hits, call the team that made it easy for me. Loyal Family Renovations. Visit loyalfamilyrenovations.com.
Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
From those with no experience to firearms enthusiasts, all are welcome at Mission 94 Firearms Education Center. The staff is deeply committed to providing a welcoming and engaging environment for everyone at every level. Learn the right way to handle firearms, level up your skills, and experience replica firearms from different historical eras while learning about their role in protecting our freedoms throughout history. Visit veteran-owned and managed Mission 94 in Kenosha today. Check out the 5-star reviews. Just Google Mission 94.
Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Tune in this Sunday to hear my full interview with new physician Dr. Damrow. To learn more or to make an appointment, visit orthowisconsin.com.
This report sponsored by Exterior Pros and Baths. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation. Want to save big on your next home improvement project? Visit extpros.com today for expert services at unbeatable prices.
Fly ball.
It's the Brewers and Cubs in Game 4 of the NLDS in Chicago.
It is gone! Jake Bauers having himself a night here at Wrigley.
Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 7:30. October runs through the home of the Brewers. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
I'm Julia Fello. This is Wisconsin's afternoon news for Thursday, October 9th. Your top story, one person is now dead and an off-duty Milwaukee police officer is in the hospital.
I'm Telly Hughes in for John McCure, entering phase 1 of a ceasefire.
Got problems on 43 southbound. We have a crash that's blocking the right lane just as you get past just about getting to North Avenue. So that is going to be really backing things up. We've got pretty much solid delays from Bender Road all the way down to that point. On the northbound side, we got delays through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge all the way up past North Avenue. We also have a broken down vehicle on northbound 41 just north of North Avenue there. Delays coming up from Watertown Plank Road all the way up to Hampton. And then on southbound 41, backing up from the county line all the way down to Good Hope Road, back on the brakes from Silver Spring to Capitol. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Cloudy tonight, a low of 50 degrees. Tomorrow, slight chance of morning showers, and it'll be partly cloudy throughout the rest of the day. A high of 66. Right now, it's sunny in Milwaukee and 59 degrees. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a man is killed and an off-duty Milwaukee police officer is recovering in the hospital after a morning shooting on the city's far north side. It started with a car accident near 49th and Mill Road at about 8:30 this morning. Police Chief Jeffrey Norman describes what police believe happened between the off-duty officer and 26-year-old driver.
As they were assessing the accident, the driver of the other vehicle approached the off-duty officer and pulled a firearm. That subject proceeded to strike the off-duty officer in the face with his firearm.
A shootout ensued. The two exchanged gunfire and the man died on scene. The officer is recovering at the hospital. Police say video from the scene will be released in the near future.
President Trump taking a victory lap after a tentative acceptance of a ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas. It still needs final approval from the Israelis, but the first phase of the deal means that dozens of hostages will be released from Gaza and the fighting would stop.
President Trump says the agreement between Hamas and Israel is a, quote, momentous breakthrough for the Middle East.
We secured the release of all of the remaining hostages, and they should be released on Monday or Tuesday.
But this announcement was phase one, and the president today wouldn't engage with questions about phase two, what comes next, or detail guarantees that would be in place to ensure the war doesn't continue after the hostages are released.
There will be disarming, there will be pullbacks, there will be a lot of things that are happening. You know, I gave you a whole list of 22 different things that will happen.
Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
Military families growing worried they will not see another paycheck on the next pay date set for October 15th. Democratic New Mexico Representative Gabe Vasquez tells News Nation,
there is nothing preventing the Speaker from bringing this bill to the House floor as early as next week to make sure that our troops get paid.
Republicans say Democrats are keeping the government closed by demanding an extension of subsidies for Obamacare policies. They say those subsidies were put in place during the pandemic and expire at the end of the year.
New York Attorney General Letitia James has been indicted on at least one count of alleged mortgage fraud. The contents of the indictment were still not unsealed as of this afternoon. James is now the second political figure in a span of just 3 weeks to face prosecution after President Trump's public demand that the Justice Department move now to charge his enemies. James successfully brought a civil fraud case against President Trump last year and leads multiple lawsuits challenging his administration's policies.
Brewers faithfuls seeking a gathering space ahead of tonight's game against the Cubs in Chicago do not have to wander too far from Wrigley Field.
Brewers fans looking for friendly haunts outside the friendly confines won't find much on Clark Street, but there are some diamonds in the rough.
Yeah, the sky is ceiling. It's almost kind of one of those Night at the Roxbury feels where, outside's inside, inside's outside.
Home Away from Home has several Brewers flags outside the ivy-covered walls of the bar, which owner Chris Johnston tells WTMJ is his way of signaling for Brewers fans, this is your home away from home.
The thought is we're at the friendly confines right down the street. We might as well be the friendliest sports bar out there.
Out and about in Wrigleyville, Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Coming up, the Crew will have a second chance to clinch the series.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 4:05.
You work hard, you probably play hard, and you deserve to feel like your best you. That's where Mend Massage comes in. I'm a customer of Mend Massage, and they just absolutely get it. You can find them at mendstudio.com. Multiple locations, 11 types of massage therapy. They go above and beyond, taking care of employees. They customize everything. It's Mend Massage. When I'm there, I'm comfortable, and I know it's long-term wellness. That's their goal. Each session is 60 minutes. They book you for 60, you get 60. I trust them. mendstudio.com.
We see you out there doing things your way. So why shop the same retail giants as everyone else when you can find the same trusted products at unbeatable farm and fleet prices? Like $2 off Nutrina Nature-Wise poultry feeds, $3 off for rewards members. Save $70 on a DeWalt 20-volt max drill and impact driver combo kit. And assorted Hillman nuts, bolts, and washers, just $2.49 per pound. Find value on the things you value right here at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the pod, Marcus and Chris go inside Bucks training camp. Find Here District now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
4 years ago, I opened a doggy dream space unlike anything in Wisconsin. A place that offers it all: daycare, boarding, grooming, and a one-of-a-kind indoor-outdoor dog park and tavern. A hangout as fun for humans as it is for hounds. I'm Leah, proud owner of the Hounds and Tap in Menominee Falls. Our love, passion, and commitment to dogs and the community are at the core of everything we do. From our incredible staff to top-tier services, we've built something truly special at the Hounds and Tap. Come see for yourself. Visit the Hounds and Tap in Menominee Falls today.
Time for a WTMJ Sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. After a loss in Game 3 of the NLDS, the Brewers have another chance to clinch tonight at Wrigley Field. General Manager Matt Arnold tells Wisconsin's Morning News.
I know that their mindset's going to be right just because of how they prepare and who they are. So, again, a lot of that is trial by fire a little bit in some cases, especially for the young guys. But again, just having the right mindset is something that I'm confident that our group will certainly have.
It's an 8:08 first pitch in the Windy City. Our coverage starting at 7 o'clock with Brewers warm-up on WTMJ. And the preseason continues for the Bucks tonight at home against the Pistons. You can hear that game on 94.5 ESPN starting at 6:30.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time 4:08.
This report is brought to you by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. Visit sidingunlimited.com.
Fall season is such a beautiful time of year in Wisconsin. This is Eric Brown from Siding Unlimited to let you know our home might say different. This time of year starts to wreak havoc on homes. There has been so much moisture in the form of morning dew or condensation, evening thunderstorms, or soon to be snow. Is your home up for the challenge? Siding Unlimited is Milwaukee's trusted roofing crew. A roof with Siding Unlimited has more asphalt compared to the competition, better underlayment, metal flashings, drip edges, and gutters, and the strongest warranty in the roofing industry. Siding Unlimited leaves you with a stronger roof, clean yard, and the best protection against Wisconsin's harsh weather. Call Siding Unlimited at 262-567-4513 today or visit sidingunlimited.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, Julia Fello, and in for John McCure, it's Telly Hughes.
A deadly shooting this morning between a suspect and off-duty officer. That's the big story of the day. It was apparently all over a minor traffic crash near 40th and Mill Road as the off-duty officer was headed to work. WTMJ's Adam Roberts has been digging into the details and joins us in studio. Adam.
So you kind of laid it out pretty well there, Julia. This all happening in the early hours this morning, but during daylight. So this was around 8:30. 49th and Mill, far northern side of the city of Milwaukee. And you had mentioned that this all started when an off-duty officer was on his way into work on the north side of the city, had a minor vehicle accident, car accident with the suspect, 26-year-old man. And during that period between when the accident happened and the shots were fired is the interesting nugget in all this. And Police Chief Jeffrey Norman detailed that earlier today.
As they were assessing the accident, the driver of the other vehicle approached the off-duty officer and pulled a firearm. That subject proceeded to strike the off-duty officer in the face with his firearm.
So after the pistol whip, that's when the shots rang out. Both parties did exchange gunfire in this. The officer was not hit by any of the bullets, but they did strike the suspect, the person driving the other car, and they died on the scene.
Wow. Is there any camera footage of this? Because maybe the officer was in his uniform, or sometimes they change in the locker room there. So is there any body camera footage?
So one of the reporters at that conference you heard Norman speaking at there did ask if the officer was indeed completely off duty, and that would mean plain clothed. And Chief Norman did say, yes, he was on his way into work. Now, what's interesting is that means that because he was not in uniform, he was not wearing the traditional body camera, which is now on the chests of police officers out on the street. But the chief made an interesting comment that there is video of the incident that they've already seen.
I ask for patience. I ask for understanding that what we write aligns with what we see. But there are certain individuals who are part of this process allowed to be able to watch and see this video before everyone else does. And we're going to respect that process.
Now, that process does include what's known as Standard Operating Procedure 575, which I have here, which in cases of a death on the job or when an officer takes someone's life, they have 15 days to release that body cam footage to the public. So that times out to about October 24th. But what's interesting is there were a lot of people, just residents and people out and about in the area where this was all happening on Mill Road. And I had heard a witness tell one of the outlets that they were FaceTiming with the suspect who was in the car right when the accident happened, and then they had left to go, and then that's when the shots rang out. So what's going to be interesting is in this 15 days where we're waiting for the video that the chief says that they have and that they have seen, if other video comes out, whether it's just from people posting on social media or otherwise, and then are we going to have this back and forth of, going to the chief who's going to be, there are events coming up still this week where the chief will be present at. The new recruits graduate this week. And if footage comes out at some point, there will be questions about, okay, we're seeing it. Can you confirm whether or not this is the same thing? And if that's the case, why did you not alter the procedure, which again is at 15 days right now?
Yes, because my questions would be, how did this escalate to the point where firearms were exchanged, but more importantly, Adam, does this policy of the body cam applies to this? Because there were no body cameras. We're assuming that this video is from surveillance footage from cameras from maybe neighboring buildings or a street light or whatever the case may be. So because this is not actual body cameras video, does that 15-day order or policy apply?
That's the understanding from the chief, and the direct wordage in the release deadline says that it will come out within 15 days of any officer-involved death as defined or any other critical incident, which is where I think this would line under.
Very interesting. WTMJ's Adam Roberts. Adam, thank you so much.
You bet.
4:14 on WTMJ.
Hey, John Mercure here. I love Otto's Wine and Spirits. It makes me smile. Served in Milwaukee since 1945. It's where I buy my wine. It's where I buy my beer. It's where I buy my spirits. It's Otto's Wine and Spirits, employee-owned, friendly staff, 7 locations. They know what they're doing. They've got the best prices at Otto's. They've got the best selection. Open 7 days a week with several locations. Milwaukee, Menominee Falls, which is where I go. Elm Grove, Brown Deer, Cedarburg. It's Otto's Wine and Spirits. They are the real deal. Buy it at Otto's.
Enjoy life at Capri Communities.
Well, it's breakfast with the boys, and then bingo is at 3 in the afternoon. I lost that super lady I lived with for 60 years, but have found a home and doing well. The accommodations, the facilities, it's been a pleasure, and I hope to hang around a couple of more years anyhow.
Enjoy life at Capri Communities.
Shop smarter with Higher Love Cannabis Company in Menominee, Michigan, just a few seconds across the Wisconsin border. Award-winning, organically grown, quality products you can trust. Don't settle for knockoffs in Wisconsin. Get the real deal at findhigherlove.com/CBD. Homer for Window Nation. It's October, and if you've got old windows, that means you're back to dealing with chilly air seeping into your home. Eliminate annoying drafts once and for all with Window Nation in Milwaukee. This month, buy 2 windows, get 2 for free, plus pay nothing for 2 years. With the holidays coming up, it's a big deal, and they can do it so quickly. Don't miss out on free windows and 0 payments for 2 years with Window Nation, proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Visit windownation.com before October 31st to get started.
Traffic is sponsored by Rejuvenix Arthritis Pain Clinics. Go to rejuvenix.com for an appointment.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenix.com to request your appointment.
Traffic and then weather, Debbie Lazaga.
All right, well, we've got some delays southbound 43, pretty much stretching from Silver Spring all the way down past an accident scene at about North Avenue. The right lane has been reopened, but still kind of a hefty ride through there. Once you get past that, you do start to slow down again right through the Marquette all the way down to the KK River. Northbound, you're slowing down over the high-rise bridge all the way up to North Avenue. Eastbound 94, got some heavy traffic from 164 in Waukesha County all the way to Springdale Road. Then back on the brakes from Highway 100 all the way through the Stadium interchange to 35th Street. The westbound side's heavy from about 35th to Mitchell Boulevard, and then again from 92nd Street all the way to the county line. We've got some delays as well on the bypass, technically starting from about Wisconsin Avenue all the way down to the Hale interchange, so give yourself tons of time if you do have to head through that area. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Here is the WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low of 50. Tomorrow, slight chance of morning showers, partly cloudy with a high of 66. Saturday, mostly sunny with a high of 63. Sunday, mostly sunny, chance of evening rain with a high of 64. And Monday, slight chance of showers, partly sunny with a high of 68. Right now, it's 59 degrees and sunny in Milwaukee.
From sidelines to the studios and everything in between, no one brings you closer to the action.
Micah Parsons is on the trajectory to a first ballot Hall of Fame. That's the trajectory he's on, just plain and simple what it is.
It's time to get caught up on the green and gold with today's insider, ESPN's Alex Strofe, on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
What the hell's going on out here?
He is the host of Green Bay Game Day, ESPN Wisconsin's Alex Strofe. Alex, thanks for joining us.
Of course, good to be with you, Julia.
So let's talk about who will be the quarterback against us.
Yeah, Joe Flacco again. Yeah, for the second time in 3 games for the Green Bay Packers. The last quarterback and only quarterback in NFL history to beat a team twice while quarterbacking 2 different teams in an NFL season was Jack Kemp, former U.S. presidential candidate. He lost to Bill Clinton, I found out, in like 1988 as one of the nominees. But he ran for president after he quarterbacked 2 different teams and beat the same team twice. So there you go. There's a little fun fact for you.
Is Flacco signed, or are they signing him like on Sunday?
So he was traded. So he
traded.
Yeah. So he was traded earlier in the week. He's in Cincinnati. They already announced he'll start. Yeah, all that stuff. So he's taking all their first team reps this week. So at least the Packers have seen him before this season.
That's true.
Helps game planning a little bit, I think.
I mean, does Flacco know all the plays, or is he a pro?
No. It'll be a bare bones operation. But they have 2 really good receivers in Jamar Chase, who some consider the best in the league, and T. Higgins, who many consider the best number 2 in the league. So the Packers will have their hands full defensively when it comes to the Bengals.
We have some work to do. Let's talk about the injuries. More than a dozen.
How much time you got?
I know. Okay, I want to talk about the kicker.
Let's talk
Brandon
about the kicker.
McManus.
Yeah.
What's his injury? What's his status?
So, as Matt LaFleur told us this morning at about 11 o'clock, Brandon McManus, he was asked if he suffered an injury. It's reported as a right quadriceps. Did he suffer that injury in practice yesterday? Matt LaFleur simply said, yes. And then he went on to say it was a major concern for Sunday. They have a kicker on the practice squad who has never kicked in an NFL game who could go on Sunday. So just when you think the kicking issues for Green Bay are over and done with after the past couple seasons, they pop right back up with a right quadriceps injury suffered in practice, and I'm not sure how that happens to a kicker, but here we are nonetheless.
That's scary. That's not good.
No, not great. Obviously, the different special teams issues we've seen already this year. McManus has had 2 kicks blocked, one in each of the last 2 games. You definitely don't want a guy's first NFL experience coming after those blunders. So will be interesting to see what the kicking situation is for Green Bay on Sunday.
Who's the backup kicker?
His name is Mark McNamee.
I've heard amazing stories about kickers, like that they were found in
I think he's an overseas guy. I haven't really done my in-depth research prior to talking with you, which is bad on me. But
no, it's interesting.
I would assume that's who they roll with. They could, in theory, sign a guy if they don't have faith in this guy. But super. He's Irish, by the way. Okay, so I love it. He is their IPP, their International Player Pathway player this year. He's from County Dublin, Ireland. He is 25 years old, lanky guy, 6'4", 208. So that is who the Packers could, in theory, roll with this weekend if Brandon McManus can't go.
Wow, super interesting. And special teams coordinator, do you think he is on the hot seat this weekend?
This weekend, sure. Well, yes. I think the answer ultimately is yes. It's not like Matt LaFleur to part ways with a coach in the middle of the season. It's not even really like Matt LaFleur to part ways with a coach at all. But, yeah, through 4 weeks, special teams has been atrocious. They've been the worst unit in the NFL. 2 blocked kicks, bad punt returns, missed kicks in that Washington game in week 2, and now maybe even a backup kicker here in week number 6. So, all in all, is Bisaccia's seat hot? I would vote yes, but does that mean necessarily he would lose his job in the season or even after the season? I doubt it, as the highest paid special teams coordinator in the NFL.
Highest paid?
He makes $2.2 million a year.
Oh, my.
It's a lot of money.
Wow, he better shape up.
You'd think. Well, when they hired him, I mean, so he was, if you don't know his story, Julia, he was the interim coach of the Raiders after they fired their coach a couple years back, and they didn't end up retaining him as their head coach. So he kind of went out into the open market. The Packers special teams had been, I mean, it's been disastrous. They have been a bottom half unit in the league every year since 2012. So always bad. And they had an opening, so they called Rich Bisaccia. They hired him as the special teams coordinator / they slapped an associate head coach title on him as well. So he's like Matt LaFleur's right-hand man. And they cut him the $2.2 million check annually. And they've been a bottom 5 unit every year he's been here. So certainly has not been as great as they had hoped when they signed him to that big paycheck. But, yeah, I mean, it's got to get better, and I just don't know how. But maybe that's a product of being the youngest team in the NFL.
Oh, so Matt LaFleur reportedly makes $5 million a year.
Yeah, but he's the head coach, right? I mean, nice. that's different than the special teams coordinator, which I guess in theory would be the fourth highest paid coach on your team, more than likely.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's talk about Romeo Doubs. He looked really, really good.
He did.
And he seems to be labeled at this point as definitely going to have a contract extension. I think it ends in the spring.
So he'll get a new contract. Yeah, so his rookie deal ends up or ends in the spring, but I don't know that it'll be in Green Bay. I mean, they extended Christian Watson to another year. They have Jaden Reed. They have Dontavian Wicks. They drafted Matthew Golden and Savion Williams. So they've got 5 receivers they're utilizing under contract for next year. I don't know that, given what the price tag will end up being for Romeo Doubs, that A, the Packers can even afford him, but B, is it worth it when you have 5 other guys under contract already who you have faith in your wide receiver room? So as well as he played in Dallas and as well as he's played this season, a 3-touchdown game in Dallas, I'm not certain the Packers are going to pull the trigger on it because it might just be too pricey for a guy that's never had a 1,000-yard season. So it's something I think we've all got our eyes on Romeo Doubs and a potential contract extension. It's something I know the Packers have floated. But if I'm Romeo Doubs, I'm waiting until the end of the season because that price is only going to go higher and higher if he continues on the tear he's on.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, what a great time to be a Wisconsin sports fan, right?
Yeah, it's the best. I mean, I'm glad the Packers took the weekend off so they didn't give me any extra stress because the Brewers on Saturday were awesome. The Brewers on Monday were awesome. Mm-hmm. Last night, it was a fun game. Mm-hmm. Tough loss. Hard to sweep a team in the playoffs. Tonight is the night. Hopefully the Brewers get it done and punch their ticket to the NLCS for the first time in 2018. And our guy, Fastball Freddy, is on the mound, Julia, so I'm excited to see what he does.
All right. He is the host of Green Bay Game Day, ESPN Wisconsin's Alex Strofe. Thank you.
Anytime. Talk to you next week.
Green and Gold Insiders is sponsored by Window Nation. Time for news about your money and your WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Everything went slightly in the red today. Dow was down 243, down more than 0.5% at 46,358. S&P 500 down 18, NASDAQ down 18. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. The weather is brought to you by Sweet Talks Med Spa. Self-love starts at Sweet Talks.
I'm very familiar with Gruber Law Offices because they're always out in the community.
Gruber Law Offices are known to be honest, hardworking.
They're always involved in our neighborhoods.
Gruber Law Offices make our community a better place.
They are the best. For nearly 40 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped people throughout Wisconsin. If you're injured, we're here to help. One call, that's all.
Wisconsin would not be the same without Gruber Law Offices.
Travel Wisconsin is sponsoring Wisconsin's Afternoon News. Head to travelwisconsin.com and start your trip today.
WTMJ's John Mercure here. I love my dogs, Bella and Baxter, an important part of our family. They're kind of like kids sometimes, and like kids, they weren't always listening, but I've got it figured out now. Thanks to Matt and his teams at Sit Means Sit Dog Training, our dogs are better behaved. They don't bark as much. They just listen better. They're happy, confident, obedient. Our house is a better house. Sit Means Sit Dog Training turned it around for us. Let them do the same for you. You can start with a free consultation. The website is sitmeanssitwaukesha.com. Sitmeanssitwaukesha.com.
At Boucher, we don't just sell cars, we build careers.
For over 45 years, Boucher has been Wisconsin's trusted name in automotive excellence, and today we're growing faster than ever.
Whether you're an experienced professional or just starting out, Boucher is hiring across all departments: sales, service, finance, and more.
Enjoy industry-leading pay, unbeatable benefits, paid training, and a workplace that truly values you.
Join the Boucher family, where we ride with you every mile, and your future rides with us. Apply today at Boucher.com.
Ryan Sternad, he's one of us.
You want to vote for a governor. You do have many to choose from who have elected experience. Or you can choose the one of us candidate. Hi, I'm Ryan Sternad, and you pronounce my last name like you are stirring a pot. In fact, I sometimes do. I'm a U.S. Army veteran who works for a living. I may have even served you at the stadium. I started drinks in the seats. Sure, I don't have elected experience, but I do have working class experience. Won't you want your governor to know what it's like to be in your shoes and to govern that way? I stick up for people who want to make money, and I was vocal in getting in-seat alcohol vending back when the crowd capacity returned to practically 100% in 2021. As governor, I'll fight to tax the wealthy. That's one of the reasons I became a Democrat 24 years ago. For more, go to RyanSternadForGovernor.com.
Paid for by Ryan Sternad for Governor.
Potential is like God's love. It lives within everyone and shows us that we are made for more. At Aug Prep, faith ignites excellence in academics, the arts, athletics, and every aspect of our lives. Students don't just realize their full potential, we learn to soar. The #1 K-12 school in Milwaukee is expanding to the North Shore and is now enrolling grades K4 through 6th and 9th. Aug Prep North, made for more. Apply today at augprep.org.
Healthy joints, healthy lifestyle. Vince Vetrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Arthritis, injuries, wear and tear, common joint issues that keep you from doing what you love. At OAW, a visit to the doctor doesn't always mean surgery. Everyone is different. Surgeons, nurses, physical therapists work together to come up with a plan for you. Maybe it's PT, medication, injection, and if you do need surgery like I did, you know you're in the best of hands. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. Book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
It's Oktoberfest at Fleet Farm, with big fun in store for the whole family. Don't miss our Toyland opening at 7 a.m. Saturday, October 11th, where the first 125 customers will get our free annual Toyland toy. Along with toys, kids can get their hands on some real big rigs at our Touch a Truck event from noon till 3. And be sure to enter our pretzel count contest for a chance to win a Fleet Farm gift card. Stop in and celebrate Oktoberfest with us all month long. It's our way of thanking you for shopping Fleet Farm.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik here for Flanner's Home Entertainment. Does the audio and video system in your home need an upgrade? Well, Flanner's has all the solutions and the installation experts to simplify and upgrade your home entertainment experience. Forget about the impersonable big box stores and risky online purchases. You go with locally owned Flanner's, where quality service, the best brands, and guaranteed best price remain top priorities. Stop by Flanner's in West Dallas, Grafton, or at Flanners.com. Sound advice at the best price. Just press play.
The Wisconsin retirement system impacts over 690,000 people, including police, firefighters, teachers, and UW employees. Join Annex Wealth Management and WTMJ's Steve Scafidi for a free webinar. Understand your WRS potential on Tuesday, October 21st at 3:30 p.m. Learn how your WRS pension fits into your financial portfolio and planning. The Annex Financial Planning team is experienced with WRS pensions and holistic financial planning. Register at annexwealth.com/events. Know the difference with a fee-only fiduciary. That's Annex Wealth Management.
Traffic is sponsored by the Amazing Mineshaft Restaurant in downtown Hartford.
Every Monday and Thursday, buy one pizza, get a second pizza absolutely free at the Mineshaft Family Restaurant in downtown Hartford. Google the Mineshaft today.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
I'm Julia Fello. Your top story this half hour: fraud charges for an attorney general.
I'm Telly Hughes, and for John McCure, recalling a dangerous kitchen appliance.
I'm Debbie Lazago. We've got some big delays. Southbound on 41, backing up from before the county line to about Good Hope Road. You're back on the brakes from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Hampton. Now, on the northbound side, that's going to be really slow from Watertown Plank Road all the way up, all the way to Hampton. We've also got delays southbound from Wisconsin Avenue down through the Zoo interchange down to the Hale interchange on the bypass. So very slow ride there. It's also affecting your ride eastbound 94. That ramp to get onto southbound is going to be backed up. So delays coming in from before Highway 100 and then from the Zoo all the way to about 35th Street. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Cloudy tonight, a low of 50 degrees. Tomorrow, slight chance of morning showers, and it'll be partly cloudy, a high of 66. Right now, Milwaukee, it is sunny and 59 degrees. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a man was killed, a Milwaukee police officer who was off duty recovering at the hospital after a morning shooting on the city's far north side. Happened and started with a car accident near 49th and Mill Road, according to police. This morning, Police Chief Jeffrey Norman describes what police believe happened between the off-duty officer and 26-year-old driver.
As they were assessing the accident, the driver of the other vehicle approached the off-duty officer and pulled a firearm. That subject proceeded to strike the off-duty officer in the face with his firearm.
The two exchanged gunfire and the man died at the scene. The officer is recovering at the hospital. Police say video from the scene will be released in the near future.
New York Attorney General Letitia James has been indicted on a federal fraud charge, the latest Justice Department case targeting a perceived critic of President Trump. CBS's Scott McFarland.
The case was approved by a grand jury in Alexandria, Virginia today. The case then heads to Norfolk, Virginia, which is the area of Virginia where the alleged crime took place. Tish James's case, though, comes not in a vacuum, but it comes just days after President Trump posted on social media to his attorney general that he thought Tish James should be charged with a crime, saying that justice needs to be served. She has been a longtime political rival of the president's. She brought a successful civil suit against then former President Trump in New York.
The single count was filed in Virginia after a mortgage probe. James denies wrongdoing and says the case is politically motivated.
An urgent warning to stop using this particular kitchen appliance.
Nearly 47,000 pressure cookers sold at Aldi stores over 5 years ago have been recalled after several people suffered serious burns. The appliance, made by Tempo USA, was sold at the store from 2016 to 2019. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission says the lid can be opened before the steam pressure is released, which poses a major burn risk. The company's received 11 reports of such incidents so far. 8 of those involved severe burns. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
Time for a WTMJ Sports update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. Another opportunity for the Brewers to close out the Cubs tonight at Wrigley. The Brewers confirm Game 1 starter Freddie Peralta will start tonight in Game 4. Matthew Boyd will go for the Cubs. First pitch for Game 4 of the NLDS is scheduled for 8:08. If necessary, Game 5 will be played in Milwaukee on Saturday. 14 names appear on the Packers injury report this week, including kicker Brandon McManus, who is battling a quadricep strain, according to head coach Matt LaFleur.
Yeah, that's a major concern right now. So we'll see how he's doing today and tomorrow, and then we'll have a plan ready to go.
The Packers are 14.5-point favorites for Sunday's game against the Cincinnati Bengals at Lambeau. And the preseason continues for the Bucs tonight at Fiserv against the Pistons. Hear the game on 94.5 ESPN starting at 7 o'clock.
Brewers play-by-play broadcaster Lane Grindle is next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time 4:36.
Get new Pella windows for the entire house as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Ready for the snap and a timeout taken. The team looks a little bit lost. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, the winning play is simple. A whole house of new windows as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no interest. A championship move from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
No doubt, Wayne. And unlike the opponent's defense, Pella Windows actually stopped the drafts.
The draft picks we gave up for number 1 had to be the steal of the century.
True, but I'm talking about replacing old drafty windows.
Roger that. With energy-efficient windows that keep the cold out, you'll stay as toasty as a fan at a warm weather preseason game.
Pay as low as $297 a month for a whole house of new Pella windows.
Plus, with 0% interest for up to 60 months, don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today.
Schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Service versus apply. 1031-2025.
Now batting for the Brewers Radio Network, play-by-play announcer Lane Grindle.
First pitch, breaking ball, hit high, hit deep, left center, bottom legend of Andrew Vaughn keeps growing. A grand slam. You have got to be kidding me.
Lane Grindle on Wisconsin's Afternoon News is presented by Neurospine Center of Wisconsin.
Oh, here we go. We're about 3 hours out or so. Game 4 of NLDS. I feel like I'm going to have a heart attack. We have Brewers play-by-play broadcaster Lane Grindle with us. Lane, what do you see?
I see the Cubs taking batting practice right now at Wrigley Field. It is chilly, but pleasant chilly, if that can be a thing. A little bit of a breeze. It looks like it's blowing in again today, so somewhat similar conditions to yesterday, but a later start, of course, so it's going to be cooler by the time the game gets underway.
Lane, everyone has a different way of gauging what a team is, the mood of a team. We spoke with Brewers warm-up host Bob Brainerd, and he said the guys really didn't seem like they were hanging their heads after yesterday's loss. What was your gauge of the team's mood after yesterday's game?
Yeah, very businesslike. I mean, I know that this is a young team in many respects, but they have a style of play that they play, and they're comfortable with it. They know what their recipe is to win, and so I just think that for this group, it didn't happen last night, right? They had their chances. They had opportunities in really 3 different innings to put together fairly big innings. Those innings didn't come. They come up a little bit short, but in so many of these games, they have gotten the big hit. And so I think you shrug your shoulders at it. You're frustrated. You're disappointed, but I don't think anybody's concerned. I think they understand that this is the game of baseball. That's how it goes sometimes, but nothing needs to change in terms of their approach or the outlook for this series moving forward. Show up, play your game tonight. You got your guy going in Freddie Peralta. I think that's kind of uplifting, too, if you're in that dugout, to know that Freddie's getting the ball tonight. So I think there's an excitement to try to finish this thing off tonight for the Brewers.
It sure is. What's it like with your team behind the scenes in the broadcast booth?
You know, it is a little different rhythm in the postseason because we're not on the air every day, and even how we put together our pregame show is a little bit different than normal. So like, I'm not spending as much time in the clubhouse as I normally would to go get a player interview, but it's not a lot different, to be honest with you. It's exciting. I mean, these are the games that you want to call when you get into this business. You hope you get the opportunity to call postseason baseball, and there's been broadcasters in Major League Baseball that didn't get a call very many postseason games, if any at all. So we consider ourselves very fortunate. We've had all these games over the last 8 years to be able to narrate and put our voices to, and we just hope there's some big moments and that we're okay in those moments ourselves. But we hope the team provides those big moments for us to narrate.
Lane, do you look at tonight's Game 4 as a must-win for the Brewers? I mean, granted that even if there is a unfortunate circumstance where the Brewers do lose, they get a chance to still come back home for Game 5. But do you sense that this is kind of a must-win game, or, as you said before, is this just kind of business as usual for the Brewers?
Yeah, I mean, I think you could say that every postseason game is kind of must-win, right? I mean, there's a sense of urgency to every single postseason game because the stakes are so much higher, everything is magnified so much more. So I think there's an element of that to every single postseason game. But I would tell you this, Telly, if you polled the Cubs clubhouse and you polled the Brewers clubhouse, I think everybody would pick to be in the Brewers spot.
Absolutely.
Right?
No
they got 2 games to win one. The Cubs got their backs against the wall still, even with last night's win. So I still think the Brewers are definitely in the prime position, but you'd like to finish it off tonight. But the Brewers, I think, still would feel very confident in front of the home crowd on Saturday night if there is a Game 5. But let's just not have a Game 5. How about that?
Please.
I think that's the best. Yeah. That's the best approach.
Please. He is Brewers play-by-play broadcaster, the best in the business, Lane Grindle. Lane, have a great call. I'll be listening.
Julia, Telly, appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thank you. It's 4:42 on WTMJ.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. I feel better than I ever have thanks to Connect Chiropractic. Got a little bit of a shoulder issue. The shoulder issue has gotten better. I carry my stress in my upper back. It's gone. It's Connect Chiropractic. I go every single week, and it's a long-term care focus at Connect, making you feel better so you can do the things that you want to do every single day. Play with the grandkids, play that pickleball, get out on the golf course. New location in Oak Creek, joining the existing locations in Tosa and Delafield. Go where I go. Connect Chiropractic. Hey, John Mercure here from my friends at Dave Drake Camp Heating. They know our climate is all over the place. This means your home comfort system gets quite the workout. Constant adjustments need to be made to adapt to our volatile weather. Wisconsin prepares you to be ready for anything because anything happens. Fear not, because for over 42 years, my friends at Dave Drake Camp Heating have lived here too, right by your side, ready and prepared for when anything happens. Spring, summer, fall, winter, even when they all seem to happen within the same week. Whether you're experiencing your next home comfort dilemma now or will be soon, call Dave Drake Camp Heating for free estimates on new equipment, routine maintenance, or just to ensure your system is ready for anything, or maybe because you have a simple question about your home comfort. Call Dave Drake Camp today. 262-367-2820. That's 262-367-2820. Dave Drake Camp Heating, your comfort is their family's tradition. DaveDrakeCamp.com.
Who doesn't need a seasonal wardrobe update? But who has the cash to always keep their wardrobe updated? Ladies, that's why you shop St. Vincent de Paul. Our women's clothing is always a highlight of our stores, and thrift store prices keep the costs low. It allows you to experiment and also find a hidden gem. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Escape the city and relax at Lake Lawn Resort in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin. Enjoy outdoor activities on Delavan Lake, tee off at the Lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course, or unwind at the award-winning Caladora Spa. With both indoor and outdoor pools, there's fun for the whole family. Take a cruise on the Lake Lawn Queen, explore stunning shores and historic landmarks, and enjoy delicious food and drinks on board. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com, where everything is better at the lake.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano talking with Dr. Mike Nolte at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Doc, a lot of people are hesitant to visit a surgeon for spine care.
The good news is that the vast majority of patients that I see and the majority of conditions that I can see can be successfully treated without surgery. And I don't want patients to think that just because you're seeing a spine surgeon means that you're going to be signing up for surgery. We talk about, in my clinic, kind of a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C.
Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. orthowisconsin.com.
This year, it just feels different.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Keep it to WTMJ as the Brewers fight their way to a pennant throughout the run of the playoffs. Brewers playoff coverage is presented by the Narrow Spine Center of Wisconsin and by Annex Wealth Management, Boucher Automotive, and Delta Dental. We are the home of the Brewers. WTMJ.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mattress, where top quality mattresses are priced hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Found exclusively at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
Traffic and then weather. Debbie Lazaga. How are the roads right now?
Well, southbound 43, we've got a new crash. This is just south of Hampton off on the right shoulder, so watch out for the delays through that area. They do continue all the way down through the Marquette to the KK River, so there's that. Northbound, we've got backups from just before Lincoln all the way up through the Marquette to North Avenue. Southbound on 41, we got delays from the county line down to Good Hope Road as usual, and then from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Hampton. Northbound's backed up from Watertown Plank Road all the way up to Hampton, so keep that in mind. Eastbound 94, watch for the backups from 164 all the way to Springdale Road. You're back on the brakes from just before Highway 100 through the zoo all the way to 35th Street. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Here is your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy. The low will be 50 degrees. Tomorrow, a slight chance of morning showers. Then it'll be partly cloudy. Your high will be 66 degrees. Really nice for your weekend. Mostly sunny Saturday, a high of 63. Mostly sunny Sunday. A chance of evening rain then on your Sunday. The high will be 64 degrees. Monday, a slight chance of showers. It'll be partly sunny, a high of 68 degrees. Right now, Milwaukee, it is sunny and 60 degrees.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd.
He is the host of Brewers Warm Up and also hosts the post show. Bob Brainerd. Bob, thank you for joining us. Where are you right now?
I am prepping, Julia, for Game 4. I probably should have just brought my sleeping bag last night and just hunkered down there in the studio and, done my homework there, because here we are. We get another game of baseball at Wrigley Field, but that's okay. This is going to be another terrific matchup. You got the Game 1 starters, same two guys, Boyd and Peralta, going here in Game 4 down in Chicago. It was really interesting because last night on Brewers Extra Innings, Jerry Augustine and I, we're predicting who the starting pitchers would be for Game 4, even though both managers, they're trying to be coy. They're trying to have that gamesmanship. It ain't working. We already figured it out last night.
Hey, Bob, and what was the mood of the team after yesterday's loss? It's always going to be different, obviously. Was just give us kind of the mood of the team after yesterday.
I wouldn't say, Telly, that it was – it wasn't like they were all hanging their heads like, oh, gosh, we lost an opportunity. I think it was about missed opportunities because they had chances to really come back after falling in that 4-1 hole. They got the single runs in the first and on. So they did, Bowers hits the home run, but it's a solo home run. They load the bases in the eighth and don't score. So there were opportunities to make it multiple run innings instead of just the single digits. So they were close. And Pat Murphy talked about that as well. He saw it too. There were opportunities on their plate. They didn't cash in. That was the difference because the bullpen, my goodness. I mean, after that first inning, the bullpen locked it down and gave the offense plenty of opportunities to claw back in that game.
Yes, and another thing that I noticed, Bob, was the fact that the Brewers were able to take that crowd out of it right away by scoring that run in the first inning. So clearly the crowd isn't going to play that much of a factor for the Brewers as a lot of people may have thought. And for the first time for a young team, it seemed like they showed that they were young. Well, not necessarily the team, but Quinn Priester, it just seemed like he was just a little too juiced up for that game yesterday. Would you agree?
Yeah, there was clearly some nerves there. I mean, the kid is, he was a Cubs fan growing up. He's from Illinois. And so you've got family and friends, and you're pitching in postseason in a game that can lock it down for your current team. So no doubt, watching him pitch, he was overthrowing at times. He was missing his target by a lot. And so I think that played into it, and that's natural. When you see Freddie Peralta take the mound tonight for Milwaukee in Game 4, you won't see that because back in the day when Freddie was in Priester's position and he was that young dude taking the mound in the postseason, he had that. He was overthrowing. He was known as Fastball Freddie, and he tried to just blow people away, and it didn't always work. So, yeah, the nerves, he got a taste. And then also, and this, we saw this on TV on the replay, Murphy goes out there to get the baseball from Priester, and he stops him and pulls him back quickly and says, hey, we're going to need you again. And that was a great response to say, it didn't work out here, but hang on, kid. We may need you in a Game 5. We may need you if we advance into the next round at a best of 7. So that was a great message by the Brewers skipper to try to keep that kid's emotions in check and going forward, looking forward.
That's good. And also, it's so crucial for them to win tonight. I know that if we go to Saturday, it might be nice to win at home, but then we have the NLCS right afterwards. Do you think that it's just so crucial for the Brewers to win tonight rather than Saturday?
I think it's crucial, Julia, and here's the reason why. The fact that, okay, they didn't say who the starting pitcher was going to be last night. Murphy didn't say that. But he knew that it was going to be Freddie Peralta. And the reason that you don't say, we're going to save Freddie for a possible Game 5, he's been great at home, and that's okay to think that. But he's starting Peralta because this is your best pitcher. You want to end this series right here. Mm-hmm. There are no guarantees that if you save Peralta and he's pitching Game 5, that's an automatic win and that you're going on to face the next team in the National League Championship Series. So that's why it absolutely is crucial that they throw their best pitcher. You know what? If you're a Brewer fan and you're kind of wincing and you're going, well, I don't know, I would like to save Freddie. Okay, well, you got to deal with today. The Brewers know that if they need to deal with tomorrow, or in this case Saturday, they'll figure it out. They'll piecemeal a rotation together. And that bullpen so far, the bullpen for Milwaukee in the 3 games so far has only given up 1 run in 18 innings of work. So if it comes to that, the Brewers won't flinch. They'll just figure it out.
Well, they have the perfect manager for that ideology because Pat Murphy is all about winning the day. You don't think about Saturday before Saturday gets here. And so, Bob, going to put you on the spot here. What happens tonight? Is this thing over? I'll put myself out there first before you answer. I think it's over. I think this is a mirror of the Blue Jays-Yankees series. The Yankees were able to win Game 3 back at home, and it seemed like luckily. But Game 4, the better team came out and won and closed things out. And I think that's what's going to happen tonight in Chicago. The better team will close it out, and that will be the Milwaukee Brewers. But that's my prediction. What is yours?
Okay, well, I'll be a little more diplomatic here. I will say this. I think the Brewers can win this if they can get to Matthew Boyd, the Cubs starter, early like they did in Game 1. You saw how that game shifted when they got Boyd knocked out in the first inning. He gives up 4 runs. Doesn't even get through the first inning, okay? So Boyd gets a reset here. He gets the ball again. He is chomping at the bit to have redemption for what he did in Game 1, and he couldn't get the job done. So if Milwaukee can get to him early again, doesn't have to be the first inning again, but if they can knock him out in the early second or third inning again, then I think they go on to win. But here's another fun stat, fun with numbers, right? Of the 6 pitchers so far in these 3 games, Cubs and Brewers, every single starter has given up at least a run in the first inning. I mean, no one has gone through unscathed, right? Everybody has been knocked around a little bit or a lot from the starting pitching position. So if you can get to Boyd early, great. If Peralta can have a shutdown inning, 1, 2, 3, he'd be the first one of anybody so far in this series. So keep an eye on the starting pitchers. How deep can they go in Game 4?
Diplomatic Bob Brainerd.
He has you covered. Yes. He has you covered before and after the game. Brewers warm-up and the post-show, Brewers extra innings. Bob Brainerd, the best in the business. Bob, thank you so much.
My pleasure, you guys.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
West Bend is advancing plans for a 64-acre multifamily housing development on the city's south side that would bring nearly 400 new apartments to vacant farmland. The property is currently owned by the Muth family, operators of Cedar Lawn Farm. Goodwill Industries has listed its Milwaukee headquarters on the city's northwest side for sale. It's seeking new space in the neighborhood. And high-end cookware firm Regalware's manufacturing division plans to invest tens of millions to triple production at its West Bend plant. The move comes as it books new business with brands looking to shift production from China and Europe to the United States. I'm Addison Lathers for MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
I'd like you to listen to a little question and answer session with James Imaging Systems client Preston Clark. He oversees IT services at Creative Business Interiors. Preston, why James?
I do feel like that we are partnered, again, as opposed to being sold to.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
If I need service, they're here almost within 4 hours every time. I've never had an issue where I'm like, where is that guy?
That works for you and the business, right, Preston?
Yeah, exactly. I don't have to worry about it.
Plus, there's IT-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation from James Imaging Systems.
I've got information that I can then go to my superiors with and say, hey, here's how we can save a little bit of money.
And
then I kind of look like the hero, too.
Want to be the hero in your office? Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
This report is sponsored by the beautiful Pfister Hotel. Make your reservations right now. Visit thepfisterhotel.com.
For over 130 years, the Pfister Hotel in downtown Milwaukee has been delighting guests with impeccable service and luxurious accommodations. Celebrate your next special occasion with a stay at this newly renovated Milwaukee icon. Enjoy fine dining at acclaimed restaurants and pamper yourself with a service from the Wells Spa and Salon. Experience the hotel's afternoon tea program or take in live music with the best views of the city from Blue, the 23rd floor cocktail lounge. There's always a reason to celebrate with the Pfister Hotel. Make your reservations today at thepfisterhotel.com.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for Tri-County Contracting. You've heard about Tri-County Contracting and their worry-free roof tune-up. You've heard about their instant roof quote. But don't forget, Tri-County Contracting also handles windows. Our project at my home moving right along right now, and the process has been so easy and thorough. It's nice when you can trust the team you're working with and know that they are looking out for you. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. It's worry-free roofing, siding, and also windows. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
The Wisconsin retirement system impacts over 690,000 people, including police, firefighters, teachers, and UW employees. Join Annex Wealth Management and WTMJ's Steve Scafidi for a free webinar. Understand your WRS potential on Tuesday, October 21st at 3:30 p.m. Learn how your WRS pension fits into your financial portfolio and planning. The Annex Financial Planning team is experienced with WRS pensions and holistic financial planning. Register at annexwealth.com/events. Know the difference with a fee-only fiduciary. That's Annex Wealth Management.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus.
What makes Hasselus mattress different?
Aside from employee-free showrooms, free next-day delivery, and prices that are way too low?
Yeah, besides that.
Hasselus Mattress is locally owned and managed by the same family. So, your money stays right here. And through Monday, you'll get a $248 credit towards a new Beautyrest, Sealy Posturepedic, and Serta Perfect Sleeper just for shopping local.
Thanks.
For what?
For being different.
Find a no-hassle, employee-free showroom near you at Hasselus.com.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. It's kindness, it's compassion, it's very specialized training. Their mission is to transform the culture of care, and they're doing that every single day. I've been in their places. I've seen how they love and take care of people with cognitive decline, Alzheimer's, or other related dementia symptoms. In part at Azura, they do such a great job because their staff goes through specialized training. They're going to take great care of you. Locations throughout southeast Wisconsin, Wisconsin-based, family-owned. It's Azura.
When you're due for tire service, visit richlands.com for the location nearest you.
We'll give you free flat tire repair on every tire we install. No questions asked. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands. You're due for service.
Richlands.
Picture this. You're halfway through a DIY car fix and boom, you're missing a part. It's okay because whatever it is, it's on eBay. And it's guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Traffic is sponsored by Rejuvenix Arthritis Pain Clinics. Go to rejuvenix.com for an appointment.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenix.com to request your appointment.
Fly ball, left field. Hap on the warning track. Hap at the wall.
It's the Brewers and Cubs in Game 4 of the NLDS in Chicago.
It is gone. Jake Bauers having himself a night here at Wrigley.
Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 7:30. October runs through the home of the Brewers. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
I'm Julia Fello. This is Wisconsin's afternoon news for Thursday, October 9th. Your top story. A gunfire exchange with an off-duty Milwaukee police officer leaves one man killed.
I'm Telly Hughes, and for John McCure, a new Milwaukee rep.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. We've got delays southbound 43 coming in from Hampton, where there is an accident off on the right shoulder. Beyond that, though, it does stay heavy all the way down through the Marquette to the KK River crossing. Northbound slowing from Lincoln all the way up to about Locust. Westbound 94, you'll see delays from about 76th Street through the Zoo interchange all the way into Waukesha County. More delays past Calhoun. The eastbound side's heavy from Highway 164 all the way through the Barker Road area. Back on the brakes from just before Highway 100 all the way through to 35th Street. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Cloudy tonight, a low of 50. Tomorrow, slight chance of morning showers. Then it'll be partly cloudy throughout the day. Your high will be 66 degrees tomorrow. Right now in Milwaukee, it's sunny and 59 degrees. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, your top story. New details from an officer-involved shooting that left one man killed on Milwaukee's far north side. An off-duty officer and 26-year-old man got into a minor car accident, according to police, at about 8:30 this morning near 49th and Mill Road. Police say as the two were assessing the damage together, the driver got out of his car, the suspect, and pistol-whipped the off-duty officer in the mouth. The two exchanged gunfire. A shootout ensued. The driver and suspect died on scene. Police Chief Jeffrey Norman.
The officer, I believe, was in plainclothes. Is that correct?
That's correct.
He didn't have a body camera on. What video do you have?
We have video. It will be released according to the investigative procedures that we have there. But there is video, very clear video of this incident.
The officer that was hurt is a 40-year-old man. He was being treated at the hospital tonight. He'll be placed on administrative leave as this investigation continues.
Senate Majority Leader John Thune says the Senate will be in session again Friday, where there could be an 8th vote on a bill to fund the government. A clean short-term funding bill failed in the Senate today on a 55-45 vote, unable to get the required 60 votes to move forward. A Democratic-led funding bill that includes health care provisions also failed on a vote of 50-47.
The new Milwaukee rep has been unveiled.
One thing that people will see right away when they come into the theater, all 3 levels are now connected, which was not the case before.
The $80 million project focused on preserving the history of the building on Wells and Water while improving accessibility. This includes more bathrooms, elevators, better seating with the building's original archways and brick. Rich Tennyson, board chair of EUA, tells WTMJ.
I think they're going to be blown away. I think that for those who've been here before, every experience, I'm confident, will be better in this new theater. There's not a bad sightline in the theater.
The new Milwaukee Rep's grand opening is a concert with Tony Award winner Bernadette Peters on Saturday. Elizabeth Linton in WTMJ News.
Brewers faithful seeking a gathering space ahead of tonight's game against the Cubs in Chicago don't have to wander too far from the ballpark.
Brewers fans looking for friendly haunts outside the friendly confines won't find much on Clark Street, but there are some diamonds in the rough.
Yeah, the sky is ceiling. It's almost kind of one of those Night at the Roxbury feels where, outside's inside, inside's outside.
Home Away from Home has several Brewers flags outside the ivy-covered walls of the bar, which owner Chris Johnston tells WTMJ is his way of signaling for Brewers fans, this is your home away from home.
The thought is we're at the friendly confines right down the street. We might as well be the friendliest sports bar out there.
Out and about in Wrigleyville, Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Coming up, a late night for the Brewers.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 5:05.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Patrick and Monica initially chose a bank to get pre-approved and provide financing for the purchase of their first home. But they were getting a bad feeling when a week after their offer was accepted, the bank still hadn't locked in their rate, nor had the appraisal been ordered. Monica shared her concerns with a friend who happened to be a multi-time AccuNet client. That led to Monica connecting with one of our senior loan consultants the same day, and after gathering some information and reviewing options, we locked in their rate right then and there with loan costs $3,600 lower than what the bank had quoted. The appraisal was ordered right away too, and the loan closed on time just 3 weeks later. We also noticed an oversight in the contract that led to a $3,000 credit from the seller. You can get a generic pre-approval and average or worse service from a bank, or you can get the kind of fast service, advice, attention to detail, and savings that made Monica and Patrick AccuNet's latest raving fans. All you got to do to get started is click on the blue button at AccuNet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
Hey, there's free pizza today at the Mine Chef Family Restaurant in Hartford. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Every Thursday when you buy one pizza, you get a second pizza free. No coupons, no gimmicks. You put your seats in the seats and you get the deal. Buy 2 pizzas, get 2 free. Buy 10, get 10 free. You get the idea. You want 50 pizzas? You will get 50 more free pizzas. Business owners, managers, bring in pizza today for your loyal employees and clients. They'll really appreciate you. Call now. Pick up shortly. Your second pizza is free all day long. Coaches, bring in that team. Maybe football, soccer, cross country. Beef up on the free Mine Chef pizza. Your players will love that huge game room because all day long it's big food, big fun, super affordable team bonding. Bring in your family for free pizza today with plenty to take home for tomorrow. I love the pepperoni. No cook-up, no cleaning. The Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh right near EAA. Walk in today for your free Thursday pizza. Business owner managers, get on it. It's the Mine Shaft.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Another opportunity for the Brewers to close out the Cubs tonight at Wrigley. Freddie Peralta will get the start for the Brewers, and the Cubs will counter with Matthew Boyd. First pitch for Game 4 of the NLDS is scheduled for 8:08. If necessary, hopefully not, but if necessary, Game 5 will be played in Milwaukee on Saturday. And for the second time in 3 weeks, the Packers will see Joe Flacco at quarterback. Flacco started for the Browns against the Packers in Week 3 and was traded to the Bengals earlier this week and was named the starter for Sunday's game at Lambeau.
I was not expecting that one, but, that's how the NFL is, man. It's crazy stuff happens, and, obviously it's probably weirder for the defense going up against him, pretty close timeline. So we'll see. It'll be interesting for him. New team, new situation. So we'll see.
Love and the Packers are 14.5-point favorites for Sunday's game.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 5:08.
Ooh, something smells good.
Let's see. Melt 2 sticks of butter and add sugar.
Ben, what are you doing?
I'm cooking Thanksgiving dinner.
What? It's way too early for that.
I know, Arvid, but I just can't wait to serve a big family meal on the Flay table from Penny Mustard.
Oh, I love the Flay table. The design is so sleek and simple, yet oh so perfect.
Mix in 2 cups of peanut butter and strained beets.
The Flay's strong Midwest craftsmanship means you'll be serving family feasts on this table for generations.
Half a cup of mayonnaise.
And it's expandable, so as your family grows, the Flay table grows too.
And just a dash of Tabasco.
Hold on. What recipe are you making?
Recipe? What's a recipe?
The American-made solid wood Flay table paired with 4 Kendall chairs with your choice of fabric or leather starting at $68.71 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Tastier versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
You love her twice as much today as the day you married her, right?
Welcome to Kessler's.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, Julia Fello, and in for John McCure, it's Telly Hughes.
A deadly shooting this morning between a suspect and off-duty officer. That's the big story of the day. It was apparently all over a minor traffic crash near 40th and Mill Road as the off-duty officer was headed to work. WTMJ's Adam Roberts has been digging into the details and joins us in studio. Adam.
So you kind of laid it out pretty well there, Julia. This all happening in the early hours this morning, but during daylight. So this was around 8:30, 49th and Mill, far northern side of the city of Milwaukee. And you had mentioned that this all started when an off-duty officer was on his way into work on the north side of the city, had a minor vehicle accident, car accident with the suspect, 26-year-old man. And during that period between when the accident happened and the shots were fired is the interesting nugget in all this. And Police Chief Jeffrey Norman detailed that earlier today.
As they were assessing the accident, the driver of the other vehicle approached the off-duty officer and pulled a firearm. That subject proceeded to strike the off-duty officer in the face with his firearm.
So after the pistol whip, that's when the shots rang out. Both parties did exchange gunfire in this. The officer was not hit by any of the bullets, but they did strike the suspect, the person driving the other car, and they died on the scene.
Wow. Is there any camera footage of this? Because maybe the officer was in his uniform, or sometimes they change in the locker room there. So is there any body camera footage?
So one of the reporters at that conference you heard Norman speaking at there did ask if the officer was indeed completely off duty, and that would mean plain clothed. And Chief Norman did say, yes, he was on his way into work. Now, what's interesting is that means that because he was not in uniform, he was not wearing the traditional body camera, which is now on the chests of police officers out on the street. But the chief made an interesting comment that there is video of the incident that they've already seen.
I ask for patience. I ask for understanding that what we write aligns with what we see. But there are certain individuals who are part of this process allowed to be able to watch and see this video before everyone else does. And we're going to respect that process.
Now, that process does include what's known as Standard Operating Procedure 575, which I have here, which in cases of a death on the job or when an officer takes someone's life, they have 15 days to release that body cam footage to the public. So that times out to about October 24th. But what's interesting is there were a lot of people, just residents and people out and about in the area where this was all happening on Mill Road. And I had heard a witness tell one of the outlets that they were FaceTiming with the suspect who was in the car right when the accident happened, and then they had left to go, and then that's when the shots rang out. So what's going to be interesting is in this 15 days where we're waiting for the video that the chief says that they have and that they have seen, if other video comes out, whether it's just from people posting on social media or otherwise, and then are we going to have this back and forth of, you know, going to the chief who's going to be, there are events coming up still this week where the chief will be present at. The new recruits graduate this week. And if footage comes out at some point, there will be questions about, okay, we're seeing it. Can you confirm whether or not this is the same thing? And if that's the case, why did you not alter the procedure, which again is at 15 days right now?
Yes, because my questions would be, how did this escalate to the point where firearms were exchanged, but more importantly, Adam, does this policy of the body cam applies to this? Because there were no body cameras. We're assuming that this video is from surveillance footage from cameras from maybe neighboring buildings or a street light or whatever the case may be. So because this is not actual body cameras video, does that 15-day order or policy apply?
That's the understanding from the chief, and the direct wordage in the release deadline says that it will come up within 15 days of any officer-involved death as defined or any other critical incident, which is where I think this would line under.
Very interesting. WTMJ's Adam Roberts. Adam, thank you so much.
You bet.
I know you have a great dog, right? But you know there's room for improvement. At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we can help. Our attention-based training system uses modern technology to help you better communicate with your dog, even in high distraction. When you schedule a free consultation with us, you will have the opportunity to see our training in action and meet for yourself our happy dogs off leash and under control. Contact Sit Means Sit today at 262-361-3641 or find us on the web at sitmeansitwaukesha.com to schedule your free consultation so you can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog.
There's no better place to catch the natural wonders of fall than Lake Geneva. Stroll a lakeshore path in a kaleidoscope of color. Explore winding rustic roads. Take a scenic boat tour or glide through a forest on a zip line. At night, stargaze from a historic observatory, cozy up to a campfire, or have a cocktail on the patio. Enjoy the seasonal bounty at orchards, wineries, and farms with flavors to savor. Plan your fall getaway now at visitlakegeneva.com. Lake Geneva. It's always been the place for fall fun.
Hey everybody, Debbie Lazaga here for Comfort Awnings. I reclaim my outdoor space with a beautiful retractable awning from Comfort Awnings. It's the best of both worlds. Get this, you can enjoy sun and extend your awning when you need a little bit of shade. It's completely customizable, and they're even available with remote-controlled operation and sensors that retract it when it detects strong winds and extends it when it detects rain. Comfort Awnings are also a deterrent against UV radiation, which is really good. Right now, get a free motor with your automated awning with your order. Call Comfort Awnings for your free estimate at 414-Awnings or visit comfortawnings.com.
Cheese doodles, Mr. Nougat Bar. Oh, here we go. 4-door hatchback.
Some things are fine to buy from a vending machine, but a car is not one of them. The national online company makes it seem convenient, but it won't be so convenient if you have a problem with the vehicle you buy. And if it's after 7 days, good luck. Adam member dealers also let you search online, plus test drive the vehicle before you buy it. And they're right here to handle any issues.
What? The car's stuck. No!
Start your search at adam.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee. Design Exchange is where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at 25 to 40% off retail prices in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Traffic and then weather, Debbie Lazaga.
All right, we got delays, pretty hefty ones too, on southbound 43. First of all, we had an earlier accident right about at Hampton Avenue. It is off on the right shoulder, so you're able to get past it without too much of a problem. The issue is the delays kick in right after that, right about at Capitol Drive. So you're going to see delays all the way down through the Marquette, down to the KK River crossing. On the northbound side, backing up from National Avenue, all the way up to about Locust. Off the freeway, we do have another crash. This is on Highway 100 northbound at just about at Capitol Drive. The right lane on northbound Highway 100 is blocked, so you do want to be extra careful heading through that area as well. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Here is your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Partly cloudy tonight, a low of 50. Slight chance of morning showers tomorrow, a high of 66. Sunny Saturday, a high of 63. Chance of evening rain Sunday, a high of 64. Slight chance of showers on Monday. It'll be partly cloudy throughout the day and a little bit sunny on Monday, a high of 68. Right now in Milwaukee, it's sunny and 59 degrees. Wisconsin's Afternoon News is sponsored by Dave Draycamp Heating. Your comfort is their family's tradition. Visit DaveDraycamp.com. It's not only the Brewers versus Cubs in Chicago that's in the spotlight tonight. It's also ICE and National Guard in Chicago. We have chief political reporter for TMJ4 News, and he's national correspondent for Scripps News, Charles Benson, in Chicago right now. Charles, I can hear yelling behind you. What's going on in Chicago?
Yeah, let me set the scene. I'm actually at this ICE facility. It's in Broadview, Illinois. This is, just a few miles outside of Chicago. This has been the center, the processing center for ICE agents in what is called Operation Midway Blitz. So there's news helicopters flying over me. There are about a dozen to 2 dozen, 3 dozen protesters. You hear the horns honking because as they go by, protesters who don't like the fact that ICE is here and that the National Guard may end up being here as well, or potentially on the streets of Chicago. That's all the noise. That's the backdrop where I am. Now, just within the last few minutes, a federal judge has issued a temporary restraining order over the Trump administration's effort to deploy the National Guard troops here. So we're waiting to see what all of that is going to mean. What impact does that have? But right now it seems to be putting a hold on any effort to deploy National Guard troops onto the streets of Chicago. We know that Illinois leaders, the governor, J.B. Pritzker, the mayor, Brandon Johnson, they had pushed back. They said, look, they don't need the National Guard here. It's not needed. It's not necessary. I believe they even used the term, they called it an invasion. So that is the forces that are working back and forth here on all of this going on outside this Broadville, Illinois ICE facility. Now, yesterday, I was at an Army Reserve Training Center, and that's where 200 Texas National Guard troops have already been stationed, and they were there waiting to see where they're going to go next. We know from the U.S. Northern Command that 500 National Guard troops have been activated for this particular situation. 200 from Texas, another 300 from Illinois. So they've been waiting. They've been on standby waiting for what they are going to do. But in the background of all of this was, what was this federal judge going to do based on this lawsuit? So now we got at least a temporary restraining order for that deployment. But I think anybody knew going forward, whatever decision was going to be made by this federal judge, it would be appealed. So we're in that still day by day, minute by minute, hour by hour, what will happen next. That's a lot I just threw at you, but that's what I know.
Wow. And Charles, I was listening to a podcast with the New York Times this morning, and some of the New York Times reporters on the ground there were saying that, people who are opposed to this say this could be a slippery slope where the National Guard or military could be on the ground. It could be a normal thing. Like, when you're voting, they could protect a voting location, and that could intimidate voters.
Right. So there's been a lot of conversation around what does this mean here in terms of the ICE operation, and potentially what could it mean down the road for other situations. This is some of the same arguments that are going on in Oregon. It's some of the same arguments that we heard coming out of Los Angeles. And it's all around this issue of what ICE agents, Department of Homeland Security, and U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Now, look, they say this has been successful for them from the standpoint DHS, Department of Homeland Security, is saying they have arrested about 1,000 or more people who are not here with legal status, some of them with criminal records. So they feel they're here to do the job. The Trump administration said they needed the troops here to protect the ICE agents and federal assets. There have been clashes here between protesters and ICE agents. But there's also a level of what is the concern? Are the troops necessary? Illinois officials say no. The administration says yes. And so this is where this legal tug of war is going right now. I haven't been able to read all the things that have come out of the judge and what she is saying today, Judge April Perry. So there's a lot more detail here than I'm able to give you, but that's the broad view. That's the big view of what's happening here outside this ICE facility and in Chicago.
Charles, these late developments with the judge temporarily, placing this ruling with 200 Texas troops and another 300 Illinois troops that now are pretty much in limbo. It has sparked a lot of interest here back in Milwaukee, where protesters have even planned a march from Cathedral Square Park to the federal courthouse. Yes. Yep. And so with these troops being in limbo right now, you never know what this administration may do. Is there a chance that they could just possibly say, okay, we'll move up to Milwaukee or we'll move up to Wisconsin? We've already deployed them. They're not that far away. We're not getting cooperation. I mean, is that a real possibility or threat?
Look, I've not seen or read or heard anything around that scenario. Look, this is a judge, and you notice the key word in front of that restraining order is temporary, right? So what could happen next? What is the appeal? What are the other legal moves that are going to be made that potentially change what is the current situation here? You're right. There are 200 National Guard troops here. I saw some of them out at this training facility in about an hour outside of Chicago. So they're still positioned there. I don't know where the Illinois National Guard troops are, but this is their home state, and potentially they're at their bases or other facilities. So I think everybody is still in the holding pattern of what does this decision mean for what's happening here? And I go to what the U.S. Northern Command said, because they did issue a statement saying there are 500 troops who have been activated to do work here in Chicago. No mention of going anywhere else. So I'll stick to their word in their statement of what the U.S. Northern Command said about what their role would be, which is to protect ICE agents and government personnel and federal buildings.
Wow. He's the chief political reporter for TMJ4 News, national correspondent for Scripps News, who is in the middle of it, in the thick of it. 200 National Guard troops right outside Chicago. Charles Benson, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
525 on WTMJ. The news is sponsored by Sweet Talks. Your goals are their goals.
Hey, John Mercure here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. When a customer chooses Pella, one of the most important things to them is honoring that trust and commitment. I know that, and I know I get it with Pella. They've worked in our house, and we trust them inherently. A lot of customers maybe have apprehensions about inviting someone out to their home, but when you see the experience and professionalism, you can trust Pella with bringing your project to life. Their vision is to be the company that people want to do business with. Gina Della leads an incredible team, whether it's in their showroom, which is incredible, the Experience Center in Brookfield, or whether it's when they're in your house, sitting down at the kitchen table or measuring up your stuff. Pella will get it done every single time, and the attention to detail they gave us, man, unbelievable. When you want long-lasting comfort and reliability, it's easy to trust Pella. Every piece is specifically constructed for you and your home, always designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance. The Pella team takes pride in constructing quality windows and doors with meticulous attention to every detail. Order by the end of the month. You get 0% interest for up to 5 years. 0 for 5. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market, how it affects Wisconsin businesses and residents, sponsored by the original knowledge broker, R&R Insurance. Joining me today, Jeff Salazinski, Executive Vice President of Insurance Operations. Jeff, let's talk about employee benefits today. R&R Insurance provides employee benefits to all of us here at Good Karma Brands. Great program. So when it comes to benefits, what are some of the signs for business owners that they are with the wrong provider?
That's a great question, Vince. Given that employee benefits are a company's second or third largest expense, and it impacts the company's greatest asset, their employees, selecting the right insurance partner is incredibly important. Most frequently, we see last-minute employee benefit renewal proposals, leaving you forced to make a quick decision without adequate information or data. Lack of a comprehensive open enrollment strategy. No ongoing communication plan with employees. You really need both to be successful. And cost is important too. A big increase in cost without an explanation is the biggest red flag.
So, Jeff, you have firsthand knowledge. There are some agencies that are not servicing business owners like they should be.
There are, Vince. R&R Insurance can help erase a bad agency experience. We'll use our strategy and expert resources to help you control costs and maximize the value of your employee benefit plan. Plus, we provide local management, service, and support all over the state.
So what else can R&R Insurance provide that sets you apart?
We help employers brand their benefit package in a customized, easy-to-understand fashion, taking out the complex and confusing nature of shopping for health insurance. More importantly, we'll manage and provide as much support as you need for your open enrollment and beyond. With our latest mobile technology, your employees will have easy, immediate access to benefits information for themselves and their families 24/7.
Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
Welcome to our Everyday Health feature, sponsored by the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. Breast reconstruction is an important aspect of comprehensive breast cancer care, offering the opportunity to restore breast shape following mastectomy. Here to tell us more about breast reconstruction, including timing and approaches to reconstruction, is Dr. Patrick Hettinger, a Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin plastic surgeon. Dr. Hettinger, what is breast reconstruction?
Breast reconstruction is part of the surgical care for our breast cancer patients. Our goals in breast reconstruction include creating a size, shape, and symmetry that the patient is happy with. There are multiple options for timing in breast reconstruction. Immediately at the time of the cancer surgery, staged 1 or 2 weeks after cancer surgery, or delayed months or even years after the cancer treatment. There are 2 paths that a patient can go down. One path involves an implant-based reconstruction. The other uses their own tissue. Our gold standard is the abdominal tissue, which provides a lifelong reconstruction.
How do patients choose which option might be best for them?
The patient is the ultimate decider. However, with input from the surgical team, we develop a treatment plan that is ideal for that patient. In an implant-based reconstruction, the recovery time is a little bit less. However, implants may need to be exchanged over time. We also take into account donor sites if patients have adequate tissue to offer for breast reconstruction. We use a multidisciplinary approach to breast cancer care with a very comprehensive team. Our surgical oncologists, radiation oncologists, and our plastic surgeons communicate very closely to develop a treatment plan that's appropriate for the patient. Patients may elect not to undergo breast reconstruction, and down the road, if they decide that breast reconstruction is something that is of interest to them, we are always available to discuss their options.
Why should patients choose the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network for their reconstruction?
At Freighter and the Medical College, we have a comprehensive approach to breast reconstruction with fellowship-trained surgeons and oncologists. We offer the most cutting-edge techniques and the most advanced techniques.
The latest options available at the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. Dr. Patrick Hettinger, thanks for being with us today. Find a doctor who's right for you by visiting freightert.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 5:30. I'm Julia Fello. Your top story. A Milwaukee police officer recovering after a shooting this morning.
I'm Telly Hughes in for John McCure, using AI for a life-saving screening.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Southbound 43 right at the ramp from Keefe. The center lane is blocked with a broken down vehicle, so that's definitely going to be affecting your ride. Of course, we got the accident at Hampton on southbound 43 off on the right shoulder as well. Very slow speeds all the way down through the Marquette interchange. We've also got delays southbound on 41 as you're making your way down from the county line to Good Hope Road. Back on the brakes from Appleton Avenue all the way down to Capitol Drive. Beyond that, from Blue Mound Road all the way down through the zoo, down to the Hale interchange on the bypass. So that whole way is going to be a really slow ride. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Partly cloudy tonight, a low of 50 degrees. Tomorrow, slight chance of morning showers, partly cloudy, a high of 66 degrees. Right now, Milwaukee, it's sunny and 59 degrees. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a man was killed and an off-duty officer recovering after a shooting took place this morning on the far north side.
It happened near 49th and Mill as an off-duty officer was driving to work. A car cut him off and they got into a minor accident. As they were assessing the damage, the 26-year-old driver got out of his car and pistol whipped the officer in the mouth. Police Chief Jeffrey Norman says they exchanged gunfire and the man died on scene.
This is a story that happens too often in our community here. How does a minor accident change into a deadly force situation? Unacceptable.
The 40-year-old officer is currently being treated at the hospital. He's being placed on administrative leave as the investigation continues. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
President Trump heads to the Middle East in a matter of days now that a deal has been reached to end the war in Gaza.
The president has big plans over the next few days.
The hostages will be coming back Monday or Tuesday. I'll probably be there. I hope to be there, and we're planning on leaving sometime Sunday, and I look forward to it.
Speaking in the Oval Office, Trump said the whole world looks forward to it, too.
Everybody's celebrating. Everybody loves the deal.
Many questions still remain, including the makeup of an international stabilization force and funding sources to rebuild Gaza. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
The public's view of federal government agencies has declined significantly.
Gallup says approval of FEMA down 20 points, the CIA down 10, followed by the CDC, the FDA, the EPA, and the IRS are all now at or near their lowest points. Only one of 15 agencies, the U.S. Postal Service, gets an across-the-board majority-level positive rating, while the Department of Homeland Security is the only one to see notable improvement. Democrats are majority positive toward the Postal Service and NASA. Republicans rate DHS, the Department of Defense, and the FBI positively. Michael Toscano, CBS News, Washington.
Tariffs on American ginseng is negatively impacting Wisconsin farmers. Midwest Farm Report's host Pam Yankee tells WTMJ's Point Taken ginseng farmers have lost a majority of their business to China.
When the first Trump administration took the market away, ginseng growers in Wisconsin started storing their market. But to be fair, that market has never recovered. Why? Because China grows its own ginseng. It's not the highest quality like Wisconsin's, and the relationships that Wisconsin ginseng built can only last so long.
Yankee says the tariffs have also caused ginseng farms to emerge in other parts of the world as competition.
Goodwill is planning to sell its Milwaukee headquarters on the northwest side. The Milwaukee Business Journal reports the James Wright Center for Work and Training is listed for sale. It is valued at about $9 million. Goodwill representatives say they're hoping to find a new space in the same part of the city. The organization serves 15,000 people in Milwaukee County, including last year.
As a study looking into the future of the UWM Panther Arena and the Miller High Life Theater draws skepticism from some, the Wisconsin Center District reaffirms it's only a study. President and CEO Marty Brooks tells Wisconsin's Morning News he's not jumping to any conclusions that could suggest demolition.
I have not seen any preliminary report. And my contact with Hunden Partners, which is the name of the firm, is to check in. How are you progressing? Not what is progressing, what are the findings? Are we still on track to get this presentation given to our board in January?
Both venues are now subject of a historic designation petition. The proposal, drafted by Alderman Bob Ballman, will be reviewed next month.
UW Health is taking part in a new clinical study to see if artificial intelligence can help radiologists interpret mammograms more accurately.
The new clinical trial will examine hundreds of thousands of mammograms, each one randomly assigned for interpretation by a radiologist alone or with the help of an AI tool.
The radiologist has the final say on the interpretation of the mammogram for every mammogram that they look at. We really envision the AI tool kind of as a co-pilot, right, where it's aiding the radiologist to identify cancers.
Dr. Ryan Woods is one of the experts involved in the new trial. UW Health, just one of 7 sites across the country taking part.
We were very happy to participate as the only site in the Midwest.
Jessica Ty, WTMJ News.
Time now for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All sports desk. After a loss in Game 3 of the NLDS, the Brewers have another chance to clinch tonight at Wrigley Field. GM Matt Arnold tells Wisconsin's Morning News.
I know that their mindset's going to be right just because of how they prepare and who they are. So
Again, a lot of that is trial by fire a little bit in some cases, especially for the young guys. But again, just having the right mindset is something that I'm confident that our group will certainly have.
First pitch is less than 2 hours away. 8:08 is the first pitch in the Windy City, and tonight will be the night that they clinch, Julia.
I think so, too.
I think so. I think this is going to be the night. We'll see if the champagne is popping tonight in Chicago.
Oh, I should get some.
Man, that'd be great. Our coverage starts at 7 o'clock with Brewers warm-up on WTMJ. And the preseason continues for the Bucks tonight at Fiserv Forum against the Pistons. You can hear that game on 94.5 ESPN starting at 6:30.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 5:37.
Looking for a newer, nicer used vehicle? The Ewald Automotive Group can help increase your purchase power during our used car rate reduction sales event. Shop 600 quality pre-owned vehicles with no money down and no payments until 2026. Interest rates are coming down, so let us try to improve your situation today. It costs nothing other than a few minutes of your time to check us out. Go to ewaldauto.com for locations, inventory, and more. You'll be glad you did. Go to ewaldauto.com. With approved credit, see dealer for details.
Hey, John Mercure here. I love Otto's Wine and Spirits. It makes me smile. Serve in Milwaukee since 1945. It's where I buy my wine. It's where I buy my beer. It's where I buy my spirits. It's Otto's Wine and Spirits, employee-owned, friendly staff, 7 locations. They know what they're doing. They've got the best prices at Otto's. They've got the best selection. Open 7 days a week with several locations. Milwaukee, Menominee Falls, which is where I go. Elm Grove, Brown Deer, Cedarburg. It's Otto's Wine and Spirits. They are the real deal. Buy it at Otto's.
While you rest on the weekends, we work for you. Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News with Libby Collins. The latest in news.
United Healthcare is the largest insurer. We're talking about a lot of people who are going to be impacted by this.
Entertainment.
That was a really emotional album that was put out quickly and was maybe even a little messy, whereas this is very tight and poppy.
And more.
I've said it since February that the Brewers going to win the pennant.
Every Sunday morning starting at 8 on WTMJ. Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
She is the newest meteorologist with TMJ4 News, Lauren Larson. Lauren, how you doing? Are you all unpacked and you're in Milwaukee good now?
Yeah, it's been, I think, 8 or 9 weeks now, which is so crazy, but definitely loving life here in Milwaukee. This is the biggest city I've ever lived in, so that's definitely been a little bit of a change.
How fantastic is it that you moved, from Green Bay to Wisconsin during the summer and not winter?
Yeah, and honestly, it was a really nice day. I think when I moved my stuff in, it was like maybe 70, which isn't too bad. The first day I moved from Minnesota to Green Bay, it was the hottest day of the summer, and I swore to never move in 90 degrees again.
I meant Green Bay to Milwaukee. Isaac, the producer, was like, "What are you talking about?"
I knew what you meant.
So I moved from Kalamazoo, Michigan to Milwaukee in October. It was fine. But then my then boyfriend, now husband, he moved in January. Oh, it was so bad.
You can't.
The highway had to be shut down.
Yeah,
so we took an extra day to get here.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's terrible. Lauren, now we know it's a little cooler here in Milwaukee, and most people here in Wisconsin understand that, and it's all good. But more importantly, what's the weather going to be like for Game 4 at Wrigley Field when the Brewers clinch this NLDS tonight?
Oh, yeah. Well, the weather tonight in Chicago is really similar to the weather in Milwaukee. Of course, it's not that far away. We're looking at clear skies and, cooler temperatures. Last night I was watching the game on TV, and there were so many people in winter hats and wrapped up in blankets. And I think it's going to be more of the same tonight. Really, not that cold for this time of year, but it's feeling like a change for sure.
Yes, and darker. Okay, Lauren, take us through the 5-day.
Yeah, well, tomorrow, Friday, we may wake up to some light showers across southeast Wisconsin. Not too impactful. just some sprinkles here or there. I think if anyone ends up with even 1/4 of an inch of rain, I will be surprised. Most of us are expecting less than 1/10 of an inch. That'll clear out as we go throughout the day on Friday. We'll see some sunshine into the afternoon, bringing our temperatures into the mid-60s. As we go into Saturday and Sunday, mid to low 60s again, definitely feeling like a nice fall day. A perfect weekend to get some of those fall activities done. We're seeing lots of sunshine for both Saturday and Sunday. Sunday night will fall into the mid-50s, so a little bit warmer than it is, the next couple of nights, but that's because we're expecting some clouds and some rain showers. Those rain chances continue into Monday, and then a break in the rain on Tuesday as we are, again, in the mid-60s. It's a pretty steady forecast as we go throughout the next 5 days.
She is TMJ Force meteorologist Lauren Larson. Lauren, have a great night.
Thanks. You guys too. Go Brewers.
Yes, go Brewers. 542 on WTMJ.
Hey, WTMJ, Steve Scafidi here. Are you a member of the State of Wisconsin Pension Program? If so, you may have questions about your benefits and what they mean to your retirement plan. Join me along with Anik Wealth Management Director of Financial Planning Eric Strom and Senior Financial Planner Tom Burkholz on October 21st at 3:30 p.m. We'll discuss fundamentals, like how to look at your statement, and go deeper looking at case studies that may help relieve concerns and answer your questions about WRS. That's Tuesday, October 21st at 3:30 p.m. Register now. Visit WTMJ.com or events at AnixWealth.com.
Classic feeling. Your home is failing. Windows are old, roof looks horrible, siding is distressed. Even your front door fights you on everything. Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, and I will be on the Fix It Show this Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. 1 hour where you get to call in and ask about your failing home and how the professionals at Siding Unlimited can help you. Can't wait until Saturday? Bring your pictures to our Siding Unlimited showroom and let's chat. Start your home updating journey with Siding Unlimited at sidingunlimited.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. My wife recently had a major accident that involved her back. I felt blessed and lucky because Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin is on our side. She's on the way to healing. They've got the best imaging and best doctors, the best systems, and the best way of taking care of you. They've got experts when it comes to things like shoulders, knees, and hips. And it's not always surgery. Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin will take care of you from beginning to end. Go to their website, ohow.com, ohow.com. Request an appointment. Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
What's on Tap with Sandy Max, keeping you updated on culture and creativity.
The Wisconsin Film Office. We can say it out loud. It's going to happen. Academy Award winner John Ridley.
So I'm glad that Wisconsin is getting in the game. I hope they stay in the game. Wisconsin is great because it has so many different looks. It has so many different places. It has places that are untouched. It has places that are incredibly modern.
What's on Tap with Sandy Max. Weeknights at 6 on WTMJ.
Let's get you where you need to safely with Debbie Lazaga.
Trouble on southbound 43, right about at Keefe. We've got the 2 right lanes blocked with a broken down vehicle. So that's going to be affecting your ride, basically backing up all the way back through Capitol Drive. It does stay heavy all the way down through the Marquette interchange and over the high-rise bridge. Northbound's backed up from Kilbourne all the way up towards North Avenue. We do have another issue on Highway 100 southbound at Theo Trekker Way. The left lane is blocked with a broken down vehicle there. We also have this other crash on northbound Highway 100, just about at Capitol Drive. The right lane is blocked with that crash, so that's going to be tying things up. Southbound 41, you're looking at delays from Silver Spring to Hampton. More delays from Blue Mound Road all the way down to the Hale. Northbound is backed up before Mayfair Road all the way up to Capitol Drive. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Jake Bowers to left and deep. Back is hip at the track. It is gone. Bowers has driven in a pair here tonight for the Brewers.
Oh my goodness, this season, October, it's been nothing short of spectacular. Plenty of dramatic storylines, tons of fun characters. With that in mind, Wisconsin's Morning News crew created a movie pitch, yes, for Hollywood to consider. Here it is.
Here's what you do. You got to start with euchre.
Holy cow, do you believe it?
It's January, a sun-splashed American Family Fields of Phoenix. They're in Arizona, and manager Pat Murphy is pulling up like he's going to go into the office. And he rolls up, and the sound effect comes in. You know how when a car is rolling over some, like, gravel or something? I think the manager drives a nicer car than that. He steps out, he gets out of the car, his cell phone rings, and he picks up. Yeah? Oh, no. When? All right. I'll tell the boys. They'll want to hear it from me. And then you go into, fade right into euchre coverage, the coverage of his passing.
Fans across generations gathering in somber reflection.
Bob Euchre was not just a baseball announcer. He was an entertainer. He was a family person. He was a baseball guy. He was a comedian.
He could tell a joke at the drop of a hat.
The amount of euchre jerseys, sweatshirts, T-shirts, saw license plates that people turned into necklaces.
Heroes will be remembered. Legends never die, so I don't think he'll miss a pitch.
So then there's like a fade to black or something to show a passing of time. And then when we return, the 2025 team is back home after just getting terrorized by the Yankees.
A historic day for the Yankees in the Bronx.
Just getting blown up.
And they take down the Brewers by a final score of 20-9.
Highly concerned.
Yes. Quick shot of the talking heads.
I have concerns about the pitching. Absolutely.
Another boat race, says one of the headlines. Okay, cut to the clubhouse. A slow pan of the team, players at their lockers, some laughing, other ones listening to music on their phone. It looks like a scrappy bunch, likable but banged up. You notice there's a lot of guys in the trainer's room. And in walks in a young man, duffel bag over his shoulder. He kind of looks like Glenn Powell. You know that guy, that actor from Maverick and Twisters. So he walks in, sets his bag down, cut to manager Pat Murphy walking in the clubhouse. He yells, "Hey, kid." Young man turns. "You Priester?" "Yes, sir." Maybe Murph says something like, "Then get your spikes on. You'll probably pitch today."
Quinn Priester, the mighty Quinn, strikes out this side in the top of the first.
I mean, pick your characters. You could build this around the entire Brewers pitching staff. I mean, you got the old veteran, reliable Freddie Peralta, who's been with the team a long time.
And Peralta pats his chest and says, "I got him."
You got the wise, injured Woodruff.
Who else you got? You got the kid.
The Miz. Miz versus Skeens here this afternoon.
Just about a capacity crowd on hand as the Miz is the first one out of that first base dugout. And what an atmosphere.
1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Miz Zarowski is just pressing buttons on a remote control, it feels like.
You need an antagonist. Like, who's the bad guy in this?
I mean, maybe, is it Craig Counsell?
Is it Savale? Like, he didn't want to go to the bullpen?
Yes.
Which actually then leads you into the other storyline. Friggin' Vaughn coming here and being a world beater, picked off the trash heap from the Sox.
Fly ball, deep left. It is up and it is gone. Welcome to the Brew Crew, Andrew Vaughn. The legend of Andrew Vaughn keeps growing. A grand slam. So glad that Aaron Civale demanded that trade. Swing and a miss.
And then the film picks up steam in the middle with the winning streak, right? 14 in a row.
And a fly ball left center field, well struck. Back is Benson at the track. Wall gone! Wild Bill to left center. Here's the throw from Perkins. It is going to be in time! Game over! Fly ball to deep right. It is back. Soto back. Out of here! You can't make it up. 12 in a row for the Crew. Would you like fries with that? Well,
Do you really keep pancakes in your pocket?
Sometimes. Pancakes, pizza. I mean, stuff I like.
Then you shift to the emotional finish.
What world are we living in right now? I'll tell you, it's the Brewers world.
We have the opportunity to be friends for life, right? We go and do this whole thing and go where we want to go. Everybody in this room is friends for life.
Who's writing this thing?
We're playing with house money. You believe that we can do it.
I think that there's definitely a little piece of Bob that is narrating this whole thing and having a big part of it.
You can't make it up! October official! For the 5th time in 6 years, the Milwaukee Brewers are headed to the postseason.
At the end, then, you got to bring it back around to Uke. Like you could do the speech. Pat Murphy saying he got a letter from Uke.
The last time that we celebrated, Duke was with us. Howdy, boys. Never a doubt you would get this invitation. You did it by believing. Really miss you guys, and I wish I was there. Things are good. God Almighty picked me to be on his team up here, albeit I'm the third catcher. It's a great league. No day games after night games. No shadows. But you got all the sticky you need to have up here. Told the big guy about you guys. You play hard every night, not afraid to play for each other. He's obviously very interested in the group with this uncommon goodness. I know you guys really don't need me, but I've got to tell you, I'll be on the headset every night watching. And don't forget to take it all in, enjoy it, keep it light, and believe in each other.
Hey! Is this heaven? No. It's Milwaukee.
A team for the ages, the 2025 Milwaukee Brewers, and they are not even close to being done yet.
You speak into existence, you see it, you visualize it, you believe that we can do it.
Holy cow! Do you believe it?
I do believe it. I think we'll make it. We also talked to Lane Grindle, Brewers play-by-play broadcaster. You can text WAN, W-A-N, to our Setting Unlimited Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. WAN, it stands for Wisconsin's Afternoon News. Also, we have Bob Brainerd. He's with Brewers Warm-Up and Extra Innings. He breaks down why he thinks Quinn Priester may not have performed to the way that he wanted to, and why Quinn should not say that he is the reason why they lost yesterday's game. All right, let's go, Brew Crew. Have a good night.